Hello everybody, this is the Nameless One, and tonight we will be continuing the Heart of Darkness campaign. I have here with me tonight Ice Crystal, Link, Moon, Redcap, Cameo, and Yoshi. Wynn should be joining us here shortly, and Toot is out traveling, so no Sawtooth tonight.
Sane session.
They're out tooting in another place of existence.
Anyways, before we get started, I want to remind everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Follow on Twitch. And if you are interested in showing any further support after the stream, there will be links in the description, and I will talk a little more on Patreon. There's also the Discord as well. Other than that, go ahead and get started with a recap.
Uh-oh.
Sawtooth died so hard that they end up in a whole other plane of existence.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna go with. Ah, jeez.
So we had like this semi-plan that was going on, where after Alan and the others get audience. I know it's Biaffi, and then it was like one other. I think that was it Wynn? Wynn? Yeah?
Yes,
I think
Wynn
so.
was there.
Yeah. Wynn and Biaffi, as well as Otto, got to talk with, or tried to talk with,
Lena,
yeah, I'm sorry. Tried to talk with Lena. It wasn't really going. So, she's drugged to hell and back. And we had this other plan because Sawtooth was sneaking through the castle because, we planned to steal all the gems and all of that. The royal gems, rather. And he found out that Luna was actually Chrysalis. So we had like this other plan where he would try to confront Chrysalis and be like, well, the beast sent me to find out if she knows what the actual beast is, because we thought that we didn't know who was really in charge of destroying the entire towns and more civilizations. So we were like, hey, you know what, how about we have her spill her plan to us? And he tried to do it with the whole sneaking around and getting her attention to purposely get caught. And it didn't work out so well because their wordplay was pretty questionable. And then they got killed.
Yeah, unfortunately it was a not so good plan, not so well executed. So he died.
Yeah, they died.
Yep. But we did have Wind ghosting around pretty much the whole last session, and he found out some interesting things. He managed to get into the place where Shadowfire is being kept, and overheard a little bit of the conversation, a little bit of the Silent King's motivation. So we do have a little bit of information from there. And yeah, after all that went down, we were shot back to the beginning of the time loop, and that is where we are now, in a puddle, a pile, in an alleyway.
And all my dirt returned to me.
Yeah.
This means everything is back, including the deodorants.
Yes, thank goodness.
There is one exception, however. Do any of you know what that exception is?
Lore keeper, lore keeper.
Do y'all seriously not remember?
No, I don't remember.
I'm brain dead. I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's where I am too.
So,
Then
I'm
it all
going,
upset me.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's good enough for now. And so, you guys land in a heap together. Let's see. Who do we have there? So you aren't Pooh Brain this time.
Correct. And I'm going to make it everybody's problem.
These two are. I swear he does this to piss me off.
Okay, well that actually sucks because there are 2 Deadwalker guys who died. So are we working off the assumption that we made our way back to the tavern and they already told us all the spooky ghost walking stuff?
Let me ping Win to see if I can get an ETA. Because if he's not here, then you guys don't know any of the information he doesn't know. Or he hasn't told you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which would suck.
Okay, so I think this is a good time for something we talked about in the last post session. Slice of life.
I've been in any of the post sessions recently.
Huh?
It's been talked about quite a bit.
Well, it is a
So
thing
you
that I
guys,
guess we've agreed upon, so we can do a little scene in the tavern while we wait for him to show up.
you guys, you have so it's you guys and the slime is still there.
Hey,
Coral is
That's
dirty
what I was
again.
telling you guys to work before.
wait.
Instead of Slime's now part of the party since it's respawning with us.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's the thing I was hinting at, but none of y'all remembered, so I got upset.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, everything's back to normal except that one thing. And
What
that one
one
thing was the
thing?
slime.
Oh, that's right. You were testing continuity. I don't even know how I know about that.
Yeah, Moon was testing it also, I think.
Yeah, with the gyms.
But I don't know anything about that. Anyway,
So Moon,
I'm sitting at a table eating food.
Moon, you
Yeah.
said you were testing continuity and you had the 3 gemstones, right?
Yep.
You now only have 1 gemstone, the big crescent-shaped one.
Ooh.
The other 2 have vanished.
Is Coral dirty still?
Yes.
The funniest thing is that I was clean at the end of the last session, but now all the dirt has returned.
Well, I thought you were dirtier than normal. So I got confused for a minute, but that clears things up.
Moon, is there anything you want to do before we get into the roleplay bits?
I take out a gemstone and hold it up for the group to see.
It glistens
Yeah.
in the light, and it appears to be a perfectly cut stone. Absolutely flawless.
Does this look familiar to anyone?
Looks amazing.
So you still have
Ooh, I know
the-
that one. We stole
you
that
still have
one.
the throne?
I know that one. I know that one. I know that one.
But that's
So
the
you
interesting
ended
part. You didn't steal it yet, but I still have it.
Oh, and we have our little buddy too.
I wonder how that will affect the timeline.
No, that means there's either 2 of these gems, or the gem's not in its original location.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
how do you think we could check for that without being too loud?
Either
Attempt another thievery attempt?
I feel like
Well,
if there's a very...
If everything
like,
is repeating, then we could just go to ask the peoples if they're going to be stealing it again.
well, they wouldn't...
Would they
What do you think?
know?
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Alan? Anybody?
Yeah?
if
Yellow?
if those thieves plan on making a move on such a high value object, then they have to have some form of eyes on it.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you're right, but did they have any in the first place? We don't have people who are associated with the plan right now, or conspirers with them. Other than Coral, but... That's like saying, we are trying to figure out if the... I just wonder if it's not subtle enough. Because if we just go... if we start marching around saying, hey, have you seen the gem lately? There's bound to be somebody picking up on we might have something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we go to the group that was originally going to steal in the first place, then we have a hell of a bargaining chip for anything we want with them.
I suppose. Well, maybe they could actually get Lena out of prison.
And worst case scenario, we get the information from them, and we still don't give them the gemstone. What are they going to do?
That's easy enough. I'm sure we have a wizard who can do some sort of illusory or something like that. I'm not too familiar with that field of magic.
Sadly, I'm not the best at that either.
Some sort of basic enchantment makes some rock look like a gemstone or something like that. I'm sure there's something out there. Maybe we can check a library or
Paint
something
it.
like that. What was that?
We can paint it.
Ain't it?
That is an option. However,
Add value to it.
I think that might be a little bit more noticeable than an illusion. As long as we don't let them touch the illusion.
Good point. So, what do we have so far? Is this something we're willing to try? Well, and I mean, the whole detail we got bogged down in was whether or not, or how we were going to go about using the thieves that we have knowledge about. Because they should be able to get into the castle if they're, vying to steal the crystal. So we could just send them in and do something else and say, we can take care of the crystal, just, give us an in.
I think they're gonna be a bit
Although-
suspicious, though, if we just
I
go
don't
up to them
care.
and we say, no, we heard that you're going to be going and stealing the crown jewels in a bit. Why don't you... Don't you
Well-
think they'd be a bit suspicious of that?
Point is we already have the crown jewels, so we don't need to go in at all. We just need to pretend like we went in.
I also doubt they can break Lena out of her prison now.
Point is, as long as if they think that the jewel is still in the castle, as long as they think that we went into the castle to get the jewel, we have unlimited bargaining power over them. We can ask them to do anything we want, because we can just say, we'll give you the gem for, a simple task, freeing a prisoner. Any
Yeah, I think they'd
thoughts on
be
that?
pretty useful to break Lena out, whether it be they do it alone or aided by us. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
What do we gain from freeing Lena?
Well, at least a little bit of information once we get the magic sort of peeled back and she's conscious again, but
hmm And also,
Do you think-
actually, we can show Lena to Shadowfire when he arrives, and that
Not
may
dead
get
yet.
us somewhere.
Not dead yet. Oh, I suppose,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, basically bring Lena to Shadowfire and see how that affects his mood, the Dread Realm, everything, because...
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
not sound like a good plan to anybody?
Sounds good to me.
I'm good. I'm good to go for it. But keep in mind that any attempts to break Lena out will essentially commit our cycle to those ends of trying to get her to Shadowfire.
Oh, wait, hold on, are you sure? Oh, wait,
A high,
you're talking about just this cycle, right? You're not talking about...
yeah, just this cycle.
Yeah, just the current cycle.
Breaking out a high value prisoner like this, there's going to be heat everywhere.
Mhm.
Yes. It will take a lot of energy, and this will basically be that cycle, but, you know, I figure the more variables we control, the more we know on the next cycle.
Yep.
Does that align with what we were going out of character? Does this align with everything we were planning on doing, or am I missing anything?
I think so.
Technically, a second plan
Sorry.
from the
What did it even mention?
session.
Get a plan for what we're doing.
This one was slightly different, where we try to get Chrysalis to monologue through charming her.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Through charisma rather
No,
than...
because
Oh,
we
wait,
didn't
no, we
try
tried
the
the
charming
different
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I do the other one?
So we don't have any
Well-
details from Wynn's death. Yet.
No.
Okay. So then, I guess what we can do is sort of work out the fine details of this plan, like who's doing what and where. And then if Wynn shows up partway through that, he just walks through the tavern doors and gives us the information, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, the
Then
general
look-
assumption is all the poo brains are just left in the tavern to do...
Come out of his
Drooling.
bed with a huge hangover
Do
or something
brain
like that.
stuff. Yeah.
drooling on the floor, standing, staring at walls.
Very slowly eating.
Sawtooth died so hard that they turned poo brain the next life.
Oh yeah, both people who died are out right now.
Yeah.
Maybe they respawn in later.
I wonder if this has anything to do with the cycles.
Mm-hmm. Their respawn timer is longer.
You're in a
They have
dark
to
mode
sit on the
right now.
sidelines for...
A
cycle or something.
Cooldown.
Okay. Back in character. So I guess we need to go over details now, huh?
Yeah.
How are we approaching them? What are we gonna say when we approach the thieves? Any thoughts?
A
Anything
few
like-
thoughts, but all of them flew out the window, so...
What was that?
What you say?
Or a
I
hut.
had
Go ahead.
a few thoughts, but they flew out the window.
How'd you
This is in
West
character.
windows.
how'd you come in contact with the thieves the first time?
Oh. Sawtooth was sneaking around trying to find the sneak place, and then we eventually found it.
Sneaky. Quote, unquote.
Do you remember what they looked
Oh
like?
no, you see, Sawtooth was very successful in sneaking around to get to there, but the moment he got there, he lost all his brain cells. And then they went completely, dum-dum. They turned into lollipops. Because they were like, hello, fellow thieves!
How do you do, fellow kids?
They legitimately said,
The sad
hello,
part,
fellow.
it was fellow criminals.
Do you remember where they approached you? Like what building or market? street?
Oh yeah, it was a good eatery. They have hamburgers and everything.
Okay, so we should probably send a group there going to look for that thief group to get an inn. What else do we need for this plan? Moon? I'm sorry, Alan? Glace? Crystal? Anything?
The question is, do we want to back them up as they make the rescue attempt? I think that'd probably give the best chance to get Lena out. He'll probably make our identities known and obviously put heat on us as well, but if you want this to happen...
we just reset. It's easy as
Yeah.
that. It's not fun.
We can make a big distraction.
Puts heat on us for this cycle, but yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd probably be smart for me to at least try and get into the prison myself and dispel some of that magic that's actually on the lock. Because
yes, so
dealing with those.
So would you like to back up the thieves then?
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. And along that line, I probably should also be part of the group to introduce themselves to the thieves and actually talk to them about the plan. Because
let's call that Group A, the one who directly approaches the thieves. So far, Glace is in Group A.
And I think
there
Cole
anybody else?
should be as well, since Cole actually knows the
Cole's also
thieves
in
and their demeanors and how they'll respond to certain things. So
Okay.
Coral will be more or smart to have with us, Group A.
So we have
Go,
Cole and Glace.
Talk to the thieves as well.
Alan, you too?
Treaty contract work is what I do.
Oh, I suppose that's a very good point.
Okay, so for Group A, we have Owlin going. We have Coral going.
And Glace.
And we have Glace.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'll copy all this into the Discord later.
So that leaves Bristol, me, and Biaffi.
Hey.
I guess we'll be Group B.
Yeah.
So it seems like, based on what we got, we'll approach the thieves with the plan. We're going to make a big distraction. You get in, and then go from there. Yeah?
Yeah,
So we need
that
to
works
come up
well.
with-
What kind of distraction do you have in mind, though?
That's what we need to come up with now.
Okay.
Any thoughts? Any creative ideas? Group A, you're welcome to contribute.
Sorry, even I went poo brain for a second. But distractions for what specifically?
So that-
Taking Lena out of prison.
So they have a better chance of getting in there and getting her out.
So a really
Well,
important.
Tiny and I destroyed part of the wall and then just kept running around, and they sent a lot of guards after us. So
Yeah.
maybe we could do something like that.
We don't just need to collect a bunch of guards, though. We need to get guards out of Lena's prison. Those guards specifically.
Yes, and that is very important because I brought off some 2 random prisoners. I brought them up, and well, we almost died. We almost preemptively died. You can ask Alan. It was pretty scary.
Yes.
So,
Simple.
Yeah.
We'll break some of the wall around the prison, getting more attention.
Either,
You're going to want to be
walls
careful there.
are no.
If you bring attention to the prison itself, then they're just going to increase security of the prison.
yes. So we need to draw them away.
Not around, not actually the prison itself.
Wait, Lena really hated the beast's actual name, right? This might be the crowbar that we need. If we know the beast's actual name and we know that Lena, or not Lena, I'm sorry, Princess Luna?
Yeah, Luna, or I guess Chrysalis at this point.
Yeah, Chrysalis. So Chrysalis does not like the name of the beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that might be our crowbar into distracting an entire palace worth of guards and people. Because if we say, Shadowfire's coming, he's over that hill, then everybody goes to arms.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Could work.
Are there any alternative ideas for this large distraction?
Aside from a large amount of destruction,
Yeah.
no, if I remember correctly, Sawtooth had found a bunch of explosives in the palace itself. I don't know if that could be of use to us, but it is another thing to keep in mind that there is something dangerous down there that could be tied with.
So, I guess this is something we have to determine now, because we know where there's explosives and all that. Is Group A going loud or quiet?
I mean, the best to steal is quiet.
But
It would be better.
Quiet would be the best option for sure.
But all we need to do is get Lena to Shadowfire to see if that changes anything in the cycle, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't necessarily matter if we go loud.
Yeah, we just need to get her out of the city.
Everybody
Quiet
needs
would
to
be
survive, and the
best,
objective
but-
needs to
yeah.
hit.
Well, that does make the most sense. It makes more sense for our infiltration team to try and attract as little attention as possible, especially as clearly Lena is someone that Chrysalis has a lot of stock in keeping.
So,
I think really the only question really with
Wizard.
regards to that plan now is what sort of distraction team are going to be doing.
therein, the discussion. We can have some sort of, like, large-scale destruction that could distract them, along with this narrative of Shadowfire or something along those lines. But we need to catch them off guard. So,
Hey, here's a
Wizard,
question.
Wizard, what's the strongest magic you can do to distract people? Like, just the most notorious stuff.
I can make a tower.
Make a tower.
I love Galder's Tower. Alright, back again. Best spell. Top tier.
Alternatively, I have this, and then Otto just reaches into his sleeve and then pulls out a small bomb.
What? You've got a bomb on you?
Now what?
How long has that been there?
I mean,
I was
I
just
packed it
thinking-
away about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Oh.
The boss won't be huge, but it'll definitely be loud.
Betty!
Could use.
Alternatively, I can cast Fear and see if I can magically induce a mayhem.
We would need a math spell for that. Unless you can cast
can-
that, I don't know if we'd be able to.
Fear's a cone effect.
I can certainly help with that also.
Elias, I know you're learned in the world of magic. Do you have anything for distraction or blocking or anything like that?
I mean, my best distraction would probably be a lightning bolt. I feel like that gathers quite a lot of attention when you hear crackling lightning out of nowhere, but
I guess you're right. You're also a Group A.
I'm also
I
Group
was
A,
just wondering
so-
if you could set up a spell for later casting or something like that.
that,
I think I should be able to do some praying and get to a point where I can cast an insect plague.
I might be able to get you one spell, but you need to be able to tell me what spell you want.
Exactly. I'm kind of going around our options right now. Are we going to do this really loud distraction? Are we going with just a shadow fire? Like, we're in the process of coming up with distractions. I'm asking, what tools do you have that can contribute to the distraction? Make it more realistic, better, more distracting, pull more people away?
You know, I might have a better idea.
Yeah.
So, these changelings are insects, right?
Oh, we're working with... Okay. I didn't even know that.
Oh,
What?
Something like that, I suppose.
if that was metagamey, feel free to ignore.
Sawtooth did describe
Would
them as
it
bug
be-
horses at one point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Chrysalis is their queen, then, I suppose.
Oh, I guess that does make sense.
So, with insects, generally the workers, or just regular changelings in this situation, their primary purpose is to defend the queen at all costs. So, if we can convince them somehow that their queen is in danger, the guards guarding Lena, even though that's kind of their highest priority, will switch over to defending their queen. So that's probably our best way to get those guards out of guarding what they're doing rather than just bringing in more guards.
So, I need a
Just
point of
showed
order
up.
for geography involved in these logistics, nameless. Where exactly is the prison related to the palace?
It's underneath it.
Understood. And one more thing, I can say this one in character. Was there a point where Chrysalis is outside of the castle?
The parade.
Yes,
That's
that's
right.
parade.
Yeah.
While you
great.
guys are planning, a very groggy wind comes down from downstairs from his room.
I have
Yes.
to go get food and what's hot. I'll be right back.
I walk
no,
over.
Good morning.
Hey,
How was your trip?
it was very, very endearing. No, I really love that. Thank you for killing
You
me.
did agree.
So much so that I wanted to return the favor.
For what? Hold on, were we aware that you killed him?
No, we were not.
Hold on. What?
You mean
You
well,
Killed him?
We'll talk about that later. We have a lot bigger concerns right now.
Wow. If I was killed, I would have more concerned on that, but good on you.
it is more important.
I mean, he also agreed to being killed and came back
Yeah.
from being killed.
Mhm.
So
So, you
I
know-
feel
Yeah.
like the reaction is fairly justified.
Yeah, but to be fair, Glace doesn't know that detail yet.
Yeah.
It was a win on my part, you know.
He's just like,
either way.
oh, okay, a teammate murdered a teammate.
Oh no.
Kill it.
Let's
I know
not
that's
go
how
around-
y'all roll around here.
Let's not go around killing each other, you know. Just saying.
I think that's a pretty good way. Yeah, I like that idea.
We don't have 9 lives, especially in Nameless's campaign.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
Joke's on y'all, I have infinite lives.
That's why you need life insurance.
This is why you need a good lawyer to help you get your will
But-
set up.
So, what have you guys discovered? Because I kind of have my own discoveries to tell you.
Luna's Queen Chrysalis. One of the gems stayed over. We have a new teammate. Points at the very suspicious slime on a shovel.
The slime kind of jiggles in place and then releases a cloud of noxious gas.
Can I
You know, I
roll
don't
to
think-
see if I like throw up from that?
I don't really think
Yeah,
that's getting a bit
Constitution
worse.
That means it likes you. Maybe. I don't really know.
It wasn't that bad compared to the initial stench, so you are able to hold down
Okay. So I just gag them. So
Yeah.
I gag and just look at it. Yeah. I remember that thing. From
Wait,
from when I
what?
was a
But I remember how you weren't even there.
well, I was and I wasn't. I was in some.
You were there in spirit.
Let's go with that.
But
Da.
But never mind that. Where's Shadowfire?
We
I
don't
assume
know.
some ways away from
What
here.
do you mean? Do you mean where's Shadowfire? We don't know where he is. We just know he comes over the hill or something. Way over there.
Nameless, do I know where Shadowfire is right now? Having
You know where he should be.
okay, and that should be in the cave right now or on the field.
In the cave. This is the beginning of the reset, remember?
Oh right.
Sorry, I'm back.
oh, good.
Dinner is ready.
Okay, so Coral, everyone, we've got a big problem with Shadowfire.
What's that?
That would be.
Something's trying to wait. Nameless. Do I know if it is being controlled?
All you know is that it kept whispering things to him at a near constant basis.
Okay. Shadowfire. I know where Shadowfire is. He's in a cave nearby, sort of nearby.
It is hard to gauge distance while you were dead. Things may or may not have been closer or farther away than you first believed them, because, you were dead.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. We can
Oh,
make sure that Shadowfire doesn't even begin this rampage. It's good.
if we stop him now, we can. Yeah, like you said, we can just end this all.
Mhm.
But I also. Sorry, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole chrysalis thing.
What's confusing about it?
Well,
The fact that changelings are bugs.
Yeah, that is pretty confusing, I'll give you that.
Also, Wind, remember, you do not know what a changeling is yet.
yeah. Do I know that she was.
This is at the very, your knowledge cuts off at the very beginning of the show, essentially.
Okay.
Remember, this happens whenever the main six go to free Luna.
So all I know is that, what about from the last time when I was, watching them all as a ghost?
You weren't there in that part when we were talking about it, because you were
okay.
exploring.
Well, never mind then. So what's the plan here?
Well, it sounds
We
like
were
we're
going to
going
break out
to
Lena
commit
by committing
treason.
treason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're
Okay,
planning to
we're all on the
basically
same page.
use the thieves that Sawtooth and Coral learned about last iteration in order to go down to the prison and break Lena out and unite Lena with Shadowfire and see how that affects the cycle.
Okay, now you gotta choose Wind. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
choosing for you. You're part of Group B.
Glad to see democracy is still in effect.
Yeah.
I believe we'll be attacking Chrysalis during her parade.
You sure that's a good idea?
Yes, we
Man,
might
I-
Wouldn't it be a good idea?
I just don't feel like getting backstabbed, you know?
Well, if you're going up against Chrysalis, this might help you as well. And Otto puts a small bottle of alchemist fire on the table.
Oh, that's
Wait, what?
Good find.
Alchemist fire.
We should be able to prepare some other materials, maybe? I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
Mhm.
But, yeah.
Also, for everyone who doesn't know, the benefit of alchemist fire is that it continuously does damage unless the creature takes a turn, like their whole turn, to extinguish the flame. Otherwise, it burns basically forever.
Fancy.
Where'd you get this?
High school alchemy.
Oh,
That'd do it.
okay.
It's really great for lanterns.
This is the stuff that burns forever, right? Or not forever, but it burns for a really long time. Very sticky.
Yep.
I wonder if we can cause more panic by casting similar flame type magic. For example, I can do a continual flame.
Or
It won't
potentially,
hurt, but it'll be more visual stimuli. It'll panic, you know?
and potentially, like, maybe setting up, because I know you're able to work with plants and stuff quite a lot. If we were able to, like, set a massive fire using overgrown plants somewhere near the palace, that could work as a pretty good distraction as well.
If you give me 8 hours, I could turn the entire area into basically an overgrown forest. I would need 8 hours of prep for that.
Well, we'd have to see if we could actually find a spot to do that you wouldn't be interrupted during those 8 hours. That's still nearby and would be effective, but...
Well, it's a whole half-mile radius, so I just need to be within a half mile. 8 hours before the parade, I need to be within a half mile of somewhere that Chrysalis passes, so that when the 8-hour preparation is up, I just immediately, do the spell.
the shit out of it, and then set the fire, and that could cause a lot of chaos.
Yeah, okay.
So, well, just gonna point out something. You're a royal guard. You're checking the parade route that you normally take, and suddenly there's overgrown forest there.
This is a problem. Surely they notice if a bunch of plants just randomly show up in a town.
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, the wording of the spell, if you cast a spell over 8 hours, you can enrich the land. All plants in a half-mile radius centered on this point become enriched for 1 year. The plants yield twice the amount of normal food. As far as I'm concerned, all of those plants don't start growing until that 8 hours is up. Yeah?
Yeah. But here's the problem with that spell, though, is that growth isn't really immediate anyway. Like, even if it doesn't start growing until after the 8 hours is up, it's really more making the plants better growing,
Yeah,
So
it doesn't add any plants.
Yeah,
More like, at least on that side of the spell.
hours. Yeah, 8 hours to, like, enrich it, and then the other, like, you can use it as an action to, like, actually make it thick and overgrown, and so that would probably...
Okay.
You'd have to combine it twice to actually get the effect you're thinking of.
That just means that I need to be within 100 feet of Chrysalis during the parade at some point. Either, no matter if I have, that 8-hour ritual spell cast or not.
So, Red, we're planning, just so I make sure I'm clear on this.
Nameless, I'm just making sure, because this is a very important thing for homebrew, and especially since it's your homebrew. What is the intent of the major versus minor? Is this how it's sort of supposed to be used?
The idea is kind of with the major one is like you can force a tree to grow taller quicker. But what you're suggesting isn't quite like you're wanting like an entire forest to spring up essentially at the snap of a finger, and where the growth is meant to be immediate, it's not. The wider area is not really how I intended for that.
Then just make a note of that, I guess, somewhere. And but okay, so there's minor plant growth should work for its intended purpose, like in this plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we just need to make sure that there is a point on the parade route where there is enough plants for this to cause a problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
And catch fire. Okay.
And bonus points if it's a particularly good choke point too.
Mm-hmm.
I vote that we scout this out before the parade.
Yes. And I think we should also spend some time before the parade taking the changelings' bombs and rigging the path of the parade with those. Because us fighting Chrysalis is all well and good, but the distraction won't last very long if we get defeated nice and early, so we need to kill as many guards as possible as well.
Almost be quiet after all.
So is one of the teams heading to kill Chrysalis? What? And the other one is.
Okay, so the plan so far is there are two teams, Group A and Group B. Group A is the one that is infiltrating with the thieves that Coral and Sawtooth found last loop. And Group B... Yeah?
DM has a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to rig the explosives, and there's a substantial number of explosives in the armory, how are you going to get the armory when the idea is the distraction is to get them out?
Huh?
What?
Like,
Yeah.
How are you supposed to get all of the bombs beforehand if the idea is to use the distraction to get into the palace to begin with?
The distraction... The point is that it draws everybody away from the palace to where the parade is happening.
Yes, I get the idea of the distraction, but how are you getting the bombs before you use the before you do the distraction?
What point of the bomb's relevant?
Somebody said something about putting the bombs along the path.
I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
So
bombs.
how are we gonna?
He doesn't really know where they are.
Yeah.
But Sawtooth and friends did manage to get them out of the armory somehow, I think.
A box of fuses. They got a box of fuses.
Oh, they got the fuses. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
That is a substantial difference from getting all of the explosives out.
I was unaware that we were trying to get the explosives to the parade.
Yeah, no, that was an idea that just came up, and we were like, yeah, that's a good idea, but hadn't thought oh yeah, but we'd have to break in to get to the bombs to set the distraction to then break in the castle to let Lena.
Easy, dude. Too nice.
They'll
They'll be too distracted thinking of what
We've
we're going to
broken
do
in.
with the first
Now let us
dice.
break in again.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so when we
created
get
a
the
paradox.
bombs, we're going to need two
done
teams and B. B will be distraction, and A will break in.
So
Ice to castle twice.
my other question is, you guys are not planning essentially two heists, correct?
Oh god, I hope not.
Yeah, that sounds.
It should
Might
just
be
be
if we
one.
go with the bombs.
The encounter shouldn't take more than a minute, and I hope that in that minute they get down into the prison and deal with whatever cage they need to, whatever lock.
You may
and then
also,
get Lena out of it.
if you're having somebody use something like Dispel Magic, you may want to make sure you understand the process that goes into it. Not to mention,
We hadn't. I know Alan and I and Byafi, I think, we all have information on how the locks work within the prison, but we haven't gotten down to that, detail yet.
Yeah, we.
well, I feel like that's a very important detail to be planning a distraction around, is how long the people need.
Yeah. Okay. So. How are we getting into the cell? Group A, Alan and Byafi, do you want to start by sharing the description of the lock we encountered?
There's multiple overlapping wards. And judging by the way the door was set up and the process the butler went through, there's probably at least a good 4 or 5. Triggering any one of them may set off all the remaining wards. And brute force will also likely trigger it.
Mm-hmm. Would not be advisable to set off all those wards, especially seeing as though we don't exactly know what they all do. For all we know, it could just be you set them off and it sends every guard in the castle running to you, or it could just kill you. It's really hard to tell.
I don't know what the wards actually consist of. However, if I was trying to confine a magically dangerous prisoner, there would be wards to prevent teleportation, scrying, contact through telepathy or other telepathic means, wards to trigger in case anything enters or leaves the room as small as an insect, wards to most likely conjure any type of creature or monster should a forceful breach be attempted to at least buy time until guards get there.
So you're saying these wards can basically set off an alarm then?
Saying these
Go ahead.
these wards won't just set off an alarm, it will wreck your whole cycle.
So the trick is to find a way to get her out before or while the wards are still active, or find a way to deactivate them then.
Now, the butler knows how to do it, although good luck locating if you do convincing him. And he's powerful enough to do deactivate the wards. It's kind of hard to tell how powerful he's actually going to be.
Do any spellcasters other than me know the spell Fast Friends?
No, I haven't heard of that one before.
I think you might be the only cleric right now.
You're one of those fast friends. I do know how to cast Suggestion, which could be useful in conjunction, but once more may not be very helpful. No.
I prefer to stay away from casual mind control. It's a little bit too unethical.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be in the middle of like this crazy heist. Unethical. I suppose I know what you mean.
I just prefer murder and trickery. I don't actually affect people other than the murder thing.
We're literally talking about assassinating someone else.
We're currently conspiring for treason.
Yeah, I think we're past ethics.
I might buy and sell souls, but that's at their own decision and discretion.
Yeah, okay. Then I can understand your position. So, is the butler a requirement, having the butler unlock it? Is that a requirement for this heist, or do we think that we can get rid of a teleport ward, a scry ward, a telepathy ward, alarm spell, and a conjuration ward?
I think it would be possible, but I don't know how easy it would be, and it certainly would take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can cut off all the magic to that area, but it depends on how the meeting with the criminals go.
Oh?
Oh, we'd better hurry up and come up with a plan before the parade starts then.
How much time do we have for that, by the way?
The parade happens the next day.
That happens
So-
yeah.
My plan is to make a deal for the lead's criminal's soul in exchange for the gem. I might be able to siphon off some of that power, corporate willing, to get an anti-magic scroll.
You lost me.
Do you think he'd actually be willing to take a deal like that? I suppose he'd have to play it up a bit.
Yeah, criminals are not the smartest.
They're usually not the smartest, but I also don't know
Agree.
how realized these souls are.
Yeah.
His soul might not be worth a full soul.
You know, there's almost like there's somebody that could answer that question for you. It's almost like somebody's seen them before. Or the lack thereof.
Wait, who?
I wonder.
Oh my fucking god!
He was gonna say it. I knew he was.
I was hoping, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Holy shit.
And the answer is you.
I'm waiting.
Wait, what?
Yes, the answer is you.
What was the question?
Oh my god.
I'm trying. Okay, what was the question? Okay.
Over here off in La La Land.
You're basically saying, like, we don't actually know the value of these.
Are these souls? Do you know if these souls are true souls or are they artificial?
Oh, okay. So, when I was in the other world or whatever it is, the only ones I saw there were you, all of you. No one else was there, so I'm guessing they're not real.
No, that's not gonna work then.
We do have some souls here, though. I'm not volunteering, but
My contract that has me working with all of you specifically bars any trading with any of you that has to do with souls or lifespan. Or specifically your soul or your lifespan.
There is technically one of us that you don't have an agreement with yet.
the slime?
Yafi.
I am.
So, for reference for Otto, Biaffi was updated into the contract because Biaffi is a 100% a member of the party.
Yeah.
I am now.
It's an affiliation basis, not a binding basis.
I see.
Which also rules out the slime because I think it's kind of like a pet now.
I'm pretty sure that thing doesn't have a soul anyway, which is why we should kill it.
How are you going to kill it? We tried that.
I'd like to see it today.
Wind, if you remember, you saw it in the afterlife, which means it has a soul.
Yeah, but Wind doesn't like that thing, so...
So, Coral
Yeah.
genuinely made something with his soul. Got it. I'm terrified.
Is it possible that we could use it for the distraction then?
Just throw the seemingly invincible slime at the almost infinitely powerful being. I don't see what could go wrong with that. That's actually a pretty decent idea.
No, if it's a slime, can it...
Yeah, I think get him for sure.
Well, if it's a slime, can't it expand or something?
Maybe. I don't even know what it eats. I assume maybe deodorant.
Let's change the subject.
Mint.
Oh.
Mm.
So what are we doing, Red? What are we doing, Sparkle?
The question, or the answer to that question remains the same. We are committing treason. We're coming up with a distraction long enough to deal with the whole infiltration involving opening those glyphs, and so far we're trying to figure out how exactly to address the glyphs. What was our determination on that? Have we made any?
I mean, the anti-magic scroll is a good idea. I'm not certain how well that'll end up going, but
What was the general overview of that idea again?
If we cut off all the magic to the area, then we can brute force the door.
So Group A has somebody who's able to brute force the door and a magic scroll.
But that also costs something that we can't get, or at least not here.
Yeah, I mean, we could brute force it, or I'm actually good with locks and stuff, surprisingly.
Alternatively, assuming that Group A has someone worth their salt of magic, which I guess I can go down there if needed, I can try to dispel the wards on the door, but I can't make any promises.
Alan, aren't you in Group A?
I am. Yeah. However, I do try to maintain a certain amount of flexibility and under the radar.
I see. So we have a potential solution. If we obtain this scroll, do we lose out on it for next cycles? Is this just a one-time transaction we can make?
No.
For all intents and purposes, all soul-related transactions are permanent.
There we go.
Okay. And whose soul are we trading?
It would have been for the criminal, but since the souls here are artificial, they're not worth much. I can maybe get you a pack of gum. Can you do something with that?
Can you also get me a paperclip?
It's going to be a stretch, but I think I might be able to work it.
Okay, then we have the plan complete. I'm kidding. But I wish it were that easy.
Take the paperclip and trade it up to an anti-magic scroll.
Well, it's in conjunction.
I've seen that happen in video games before.
What about the bombs? We said earlier about bombs. Do we just shoot that plan down?
Mostly, yeah, because those are also in the palace. So.
Yeah, if you're already in there in the armory getting the explosives, why the hell would you not just head for the?
If you want explosives,
you broke in to take something so that you could break in.
I mean, the prison is a little bit more heavily guarded, so it's like doing level 1. Well, more like level 2. Doing level 40 to do level 41.
I mean, if you think about it that way, yeah, it would make sense. However, think about it this way. Both rooms, pretty deep into the palace.
Yeah.
You're wanting to go through the trouble of breaking in to go and try and cart out a bunch of large explosives, because they were not small. And there was quite a few of them, only to then use them in a distraction to come back and do it again.
So I think our current plan is to somehow instill a necessity in the butler to open Lena's cage.
Alright.
Geoffrey, would you be able to handle that in any capacity? Tell me what tools you have to accomplish this task.
We'll convince the butler to help us, or rather to get the butler to do this thing for us.
Yes.
So, I could get him to do it I could try and suggest it to him, but the problem with that is he'd have to think it'd be a reasonable suggestion. And if a bunch of creatures just showed up and then one of them said, it'd be a really good idea if you just disabled all of the alarms on this door, I don't think he'd take that as a reasonable suggestion.
He doesn't know your face in this cycle, right?
True, but that doesn't change the fact that the suggestion itself is not exactly the most reasonable of suggestions. It's rather like me asking someone to go and jump off the highest point of the castle. I nobody's going to want to do that.
That's fine, but who saw the parade?
I think we all did.
Yeah, we all did.
We were all there for the parade.
Does anybody who's seen the butler, and I just can't remember, but does anybody who's seen the butler's face before, did they see them during the parade? DM.
I don't.
DM. Nameless.
Yeah.
Did anybody see the butler on the day of the parade?
As far as you are aware, the answers of your fellow party members is the answer.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So, my plan being you can only cast suggestion as soon as shit hits the fan for this distraction, saying something, or maybe even beforehand, basically finding him and doing a very subtle suggestion saying something about it would be a shame if somebody broke in, basically giving him an in, but also suggesting that he doesn't tell anybody because it, just speculation. It's not going to actually happen. You see what I mean?
So, let me see if I'm understanding. So you're saying what I should do here is I should try and suggest to the butler that something may happen, or is that not what we're talking about here?
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about, and specifically regarding the locks, or the wards, he knows how to take care of them, so if we say, it'd be a shame, if we say something like, to him, it'd be a shame if somebody knew how to take care of all those wards and, stole one of your prisoners.
Or I would suggest to him that the wards, perhaps somebody's already found a way to disable them, and maybe they need to dispel them and cast some new ones.
Well,
Once-
or what? I'm not sure. My idea is that in some sort of panic, he's like, oh shit, let me go check the cell, like our target cell, right? And he goes and he checks and he starts unlocking the wards and all that to make sure that the prisoner is still there. And then Group A jumps him once he's got all the wards undone.
Yes, maybe we suggest to him like the magic is fading on the wards and they need to be replaced with fresh ones.
Yeah, because if you suggest that the other way, there's a huge chance he could just send a ton of guards that way too.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good idea.
During
get your
that suggestion, we could probably say something to the effect like we need to clear the area so that no one can spy on what the new wards are as well. And so that might also help in having the area cleared when we go to break in.
Please.
Alright. Well, the only problem now, that is a good idea. The only problem now is, if you haven't noticed, I'm rather large. And I'm not nearly at all like anyone else around here.
Mhm.
So, Otto...
I can make you invisible.
I think he might be a bit suspicious about a disembodied voice from right next to him. He might just freak out at that. But,
Hold on. Just to Biaf, you were there with the temperament of the individual that you talked to. What do you think their reaction to this kind of suggestion would be? Because that needs to be taken into account.
So, Butler really takes his job seriously, from what I remember. He was not at all for letting us have Lena out of sedation for any amount of time, and really didn't seem to like us being there at all, or talking to any other prisoners or anything. Would rather us not have been there. So, so now, I suppose, the only thing I don't know is the extent to which he would take care of these things himself, and the extent to which he would have protection around him, because this is rather a serious business,
That is true.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Alright. What if we go through with the first part of the plan of basically hypnotizing the butler? Now,
So
if we do
suggestion is not quite the same as hypnosis.
I know, it's the only way I could actually... The only word I had on mind.
Okay, I just needed to make sure that you didn't confuse it for charm person.
Charm person.
No.
Not the same.
Yeah. Okay.
I really wish I had that.
What if Glace used his spell on Sparkle then? Made him invisible. He could sneak in with the with the butler. There would be no real need for a fight at that point if the butler happens to disable the spells.
Okay, here's what I would do if I were the butler and I wanted to replace those glyphs of warding. I would take one down, replace it, and then take another one down and replace it. At no point would the door open and all glyphs of warding be down.
And how the warding works?
Each ward is a separate spell. You can load a ward with a different intention for the spell. So, for example, you could use an evocation spell like Fireball, put it in the ward. You could put a ward with Alarm or something that will block teleportation. You could even have one that pops up an anti-magic field in a certain area. However, each one is a separate spell.
Okay.
And a lot of them, and this is information that Glace, Otto, and Biaffi would have, as well as Wynn, a lot of them can be programmed with passwords. You could have somebody have to say something utterly ridiculous in order to get into, say, your spell book, your building, whatever.
I suppose. Yeah.
They are programmable with passwords. In fact, that's actually a fairly popular thing to do, as well as writing the password in explosive runes.
Since I know some arcana, do I know about that then?
This would be something that you would have actually had to study. Some sort of magic.
Okay.
Are you gonna just say arcana?
Yeah.
It's arcana.
Arcana.
I like Arcana, actually.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Potato.
Kansas.
With this new information,
It is. Mm-hmm.
So,
with this new information, I asked Alan and Biaffi if they noticed anything regarding passwords when we first were led down there.
So I did not notice any of that stuff. I was busy being stuck in a door, actually.
I suppose, yeah. Alan, did you notice anything?
He was changing and doing some form of hand sign.
Yeah, that's right.
if you remember what I told you, I was actually saying that he was unlocking the door and chanting the entire time. At least that's what I remember saying.
Okay. Well, if that's canon, then we'll go with that. Did anybody recollect? Did anybody know the language that he was chanting? I guess the better form of that question is: did anybody recognize that language, or any other chant for that matter? Probably not.
No, afraid not.
Yeah.
If I had been thinking about it, I could have used the spell to know that, but I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, this might get complicated if we have to go find a password during this heist. But it seems like it's at least the butler can access it. I wonder if prison guards. I wonder if it's like a common password that can be looked up somewhere in the building.
Well, like he maybe has a bit of a wax note on his desk with it swirled across it.
Something like that, yeah. You said you're a bit more flexible. Do you think you'd be able to sort of move through the crowds and do like a lawyer type thing to get the password for like the first part, like a casing part of the palace? I know last time you got a meeting pretty quickly, so if you asked for counsel for the same exact thing again, do you think you would be able to get it, to get counsel for tomorrow, like right after the parade, and then just show up a bit early?
Most likely.
Okay. So that puts you there, and you can be a bit more conspicuous.
Quick question: where's Coral?
With
She's.
with that, I'm actually going to switch over to Coral's side. So I'm going to assume that you go straight to the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay. So you let yourself into the basement of the tavern, and inside everything looks about as almost exactly as you remember it. Although this time there's 3 people sitting in the same area that you found the 2. You do recognize the 3rd as the other thief.
Ah.
What do?
I order a bunch of pay burgers and place them on the table. Just welcoming myself in.
Tiny immediately starts stealing hamburgers.
Pass off some of them. Alright, you can have. No reason to take.
While Tiny's stuffing his face, the other 2 look at you with very much suspicious looks, and finally one of them speaks and says, "And you're here why?"
Well, I'm here for a couple of different things. And I kind of need some backup, so wondering if you guys are willing to join.
The other one puts a hoof on the table and says, "Depends. What's the job?"
Breaking somebody out of prison.
They look at each other and say, "So, out of the barracks jail or out of the dungeon?"
I smile.
They look at each other and look at you and say, "That one's a risky one. It's gonna cost you if you try and hire us."
Would you say the Jewel of Luna's crown would be good?
They cock an eyebrow at you, both of them, and say, "She's got 3 of them, all little teardrop-shaped things. The crown itself's worth more."
Of course. I can get you that too.
They look at each other again before shrugging and say, "If you can pay up that much, then we'll do whatever you need. But if you're breaking in to steal the crown, why don't you just do it yourself?"
Well, the main concern is my friend that's stuck in the dungeon. And frankly, last time I tried doing it on my own,
Well, it didn't start with me on my own. It just ended with me on my own.
They both look at you with slack-jawed expressions and say, "How did you get out alive?"
It took a couple of deaths, I'll tell you that much. But when you have a big enough distraction and enough explosives, there's a lot of things you can get away with. Just barely, but it's possible.
They shrug and say, "Well, if you can get us the pay, we'll do the job. Whatever you need."
Perfect. Hey, I said you can have some of the hay burgers, not all of them.
Tiny looks at you with, like, it looks like rather than trying to chew them, he shoved them all just wholesale into his mouth and tries to say something, but it's just indecipherable through the mountain of hay burgers that he has somehow managed to shove into his mouth.
I stare for a moment. Can you even breathe?
He points at his nose.
Alright then. I'll just leave. I seem to not like Tiny. At that moment, I seem to not like Tiny.
What do? You now have new information to share with your party.
Well, one, I finished up whatever hay burgers I managed to do that Tiny didn't fucking scarf down yet.
There's two left at the moment.
Yeah, those are mine. I'm not forgetting those. Those are mine. I don't mind sharing, but Tiny took too much. But after that, I tell them I'm going to try to get more recruits. And then I'll meet you guys back up here soon, okay?
They shrug and said, "We'll be here."
Great. I sneak up to the desk. Psst. I need like 4 more hay burgers to go. Be careful though, that one is taking all of them. Points over to Tiny.
So the price is a total of 15 copper for everything that you purchased there. And you get your hay burgers.
And then I go.
Okay. You going to rejoin with your group to share the new information you have?
Yes. But before I do so, I take a moment to sit outside and eat my hay burgers because I don't want anyone else taking them. They're my hay burgers.
You have consumed the hay burgers.
Hay burger consumption complete.
Knock, knock, knock. By the way, I'm not actually knocking. I literally say knock, 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 knock.
Who's there?
Hey, burgers.
Hey, burgers who?
Burger, you're a burger. What's up?
Did she really just knock on the end? Welcome back, Coral.
Not even knock on it. She just said knock.
Yeah, she just said knock, knock, knock.
You left for hay burgers?
Sorry, I can't.
Are you surprised?
They have hay burgers here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're out of hay burgers, but they'll be back with it later. Hopefully, Tiny doesn't steal these fucking hay burgers.
Who's Tiny?
As I say that, I look towards the door with, like, anger.
Try again. Yoshi.
And who's Tiny?
Well, Tiny's one of the thieves that will be helping us.
You got a thief to help us?
A few of them.
So you already made contact. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
What
now
is-
we can adjust the plan or something.
So, how did you get him to help? If you don't mind me asking.
Lying through my teeth.
What did you tell him?
Oh, that I'm just trying to get someone out of the dungeon and all that. I already survived breaking in, blah blah blah. People died already. You know, that type of stuff. I'll pay them Luna's crown, blah 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 blah.
Okay, so it's not that bad. We just have to remember to send somebody to the crown room then.
Is it really nice
We don't
crown?
have to. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter. if we actually
I'm
put
going
it
to
in.
say this for Quirrell. They want the payment first.
Oh.
That complicates things.
We could pull hey, we give you this gemstone now and you get the rest afterwards. If we really want. It would mean we'd be giving up the gemstone during the cycle.
Hey, Quirrell, you want to tell them what you found out about the gemstone?
Sorry, my brain went completely blank because something dropped and I know my mic did not pick it up.
So then,
Not as valuable as the rest.
Lynn actually has a question that'll sort of lead into this then. If we give away does the gemstone have any inherent value other than, like, it's a gemstone outside of this realm? Like,
Oh, no, let me check. I cast Detect Magic on the gemstone.
Yeah, that thing lights up like a fucking neon sign.
My eyes!
wait,
You guys can't see the light. It's only
What do you-
auto.
what do you see?
If this thing radiated as much light as it does magical energy, then middle of the night people would be thinking it's daylight.
I wonder if that has all the passwords on it somehow.
I don't know. They just
I think
said
if you
the
were to
crown was
talk-
worth way more than just the gems.
Can I tell what school of magic the energy is?
I would say that enchantment would probably be the best one for that.
So what do you think? Could this possibly be a key?
I pull out a small pearl, pluck one of my feathers, and cast Identify.
Okay, can you give me like how Identify works?
I choose one object that I must touch throughout the casting spell with the casting time of 1 minute. If it is a magic item or something imbued with it, or some other magic imbued object, I'll learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has, if it has any, what spells are affecting it. No, whether spells are affecting it, what the spells are, if it was created by a spell, what spell made it.
And Tust in the chat, but yeah, pretty much.
It is there, yep.
Also, I plucked one of my feathers because owl feather is a component.
Yes,
I appreciate that one.
That is cool.
I find that funny. I find that really funny. You just have built-in spell components.
Like, oh shoot, Alan, my owl feather is getting kind of bad. Breaking down. I might need one of yours.
Next time I'm molting, I'll save you a little baggie.
It'll cost you.
That kind of, yeah.
So, actually, I would say it's a combination of enchantment and divination, but this gemstone is a gemstone of dreamwalking. It gives the user the ability to dreamwalk. There is no charges. There is no charges, and there are no other spells affecting it. Is that all the information that I need to give you?
Yes.
It does require attunement.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Oh, that must be how she's pretending to be Luna with the dreamwalking stuff. I want to dreamwalk.
I want to take this moment to like a little bit out of character, like DM helping here a little. You've now been given two very telling things of like what survives resets. Who can tell me what the two things are?
Magical artifacts.
Magical creatures.
Close enough, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a little less specific than artifacts being magical items and living creatures.
So now this poses a few questions. Can we take the thieves' response basically to mean that they think that the jewel is still on the crown?
So what they said was there are 3 teardrop-shaped ones, which previously there were only 2.
They said there were 3 previously.
Which mean
when
the
you
world
guys got
filled in
the...
the inconsistency.
Say that again, Moon?
The world filled in the inconsistency.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
So we don't even have to give them this stone to begin with, but we need to still pay them up front. Darren, the issue. And we don't have anybody with enchanting magic to like boost the value of some.
Wait a
red-
minute. That also.
Yeah,
That explains the third thief.
The only form of enchantment I have is select few of my business cards.
What were you saying,
Hey.
Coral?
I was saying that was explaining the third thief, given the fact that before it was in prison, but then after being set out, was in there when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Now somebody else seemed to have had an epiphany. I think it was Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Good job.
Yeah.
If I talk with them, I might be able to convince them that we're.
Is this thief is going to sneak in a castle, right? This thief is going to be sneaking in a castle, you said?
Yes, with Group A.
Why not give him Otto's business card? I mean, the business card can summon Otto, right?
Well, it's more so of a means of contacting me.
Mm-hmm.
It summons me in the aspect of you ask me to show up, and then I go through the entire process of actually getting there. But the commute's entirely on my own.
Basically, like if your mother calls you down for dinner, you have to do the walking yourself.
Oh, there goes my plan.
Yeah.
This is a very complex plan, but if spellcasters, I need an opinion from you all.
What's that?
If I were to talk to the thieves, do you reckon I could run a fast friends gambit on them to essentially convince them that we can pay them at the time of service or immediately following, they'll know that they're charmed. They'll know that they became charmed and all that. But do you think that we would be able to pull something like that off, where they'd still agree to the terms in the end?
Most of the time when you start with open manipulation, the other party assumes that open manipulation is going to be continued.
Yoshi, can you post the thing for suggestion? I'm assuming you have it in your character sheet.
Thank you for suggestion, yes. Bam. So that is how suggestion works. It's very complicated, so I'll just explain it. So when you're using suggestion, you say, hey, this could be a good thing to do, essentially. But it can't be anything that would be really harmful. Otherwise it just won't work. And if you do this spell, then they have to make a wisdom saving throw. Should they succeed, then they don't do anything. If they don't succeed on the throw, then they do what I suggested. Yes?
Do you reckon that if you suggested that we will pay the thieves at during the heist, they'll essentially receive the crown? Do you think that would be okay and agreeable for them?
You're better off saying that we'll both use the same distraction, and then exchange after.
Okay.
I will also say that because of the way this suggestion works, and it doesn't specify it from what I can tell in the spell, they're not going to be as tuned in to the fact that they were necessarily suggested in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they won't. Yeah, unlike say
Charm person.
Unlike say, well, not even charm person. Unlike say friends, the cantrip friends, where a minute after, once it's over, they immediately hate your guts. This does not happen with suggestion. It comes with the
concept behind it is you are suggesting something that they would have feasibly done anyways, but instead of it being something that they would have disagreed on because either it's not quite in line with what they want to do, or it's not quite in line with what they would do with you around. The idea is you're making a suggestion that feasibly would make sense to do anyways, in some cases.
Yeah.
What we really need is Gios.
Yeah, but that's...
Last I checked, that was a 9th level spell.
That's a 5th level spell. Casting at 9th level just makes it permanent.
Gios is an actual thing? I thought you were talking about the anime, but okay.
Nope. Although I do
the
appreciate
anime is named after
anime.
the concept of Gios.
Yep, code Gios.
I think that's on the cleric's spell list.
Oh, I was.
Because he uses Gios and everyone he talks to.
No, Gios can be taken by a cleric or a paladin or wizard or a druid or a bard.
So,
but it's fifth level,
Alan
so...
say if only we had Gios.
Yeah, Gios, you can just force someone to do something.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't even realize I had this in my tool set, but if I study on it overnight, I should be able to have it prepared by tomorrow.
Are you guys already at 5th level spells?
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
level.
say,
Wait.
are we at 5th?
Unless
are we at
Paladin
5th level?
is different.
Because I don't think we're at 5th level.
Next level is 5th for me.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I was about to say, that seems...
Double
Yeah,
check
I'm
because for different classes they give different levels.
On the character
generally-
sheet, if you put in your character level, it'll automatically give you the spell table for the class you chose.
Yeah. We are at 9th level, I believe. So...
I remember 8th level.
Not 9th. Hold on, we're not on 9th.
We're 8th.
Yes,
We're at 8th.
So yeah, no.
Nope.
Bards, at least, we're not on 5th levels. And that should be the case with any full caster.
Then, would it be possible for a divine intervention?
I mean, you could. Yeah, you could go for it.
It is possible, but it doesn't mean it will happen.
I note on my to-do list to pray for a divine intervention, Giosing what's it called? The wards to be unlocked.
Just, dear God, please make this guy do what I want.
Please unlock the door I need to get into tomorrow.
So I also want to point out.
I just realized that because of this, I did not have my second spell for the level 4, and I could put in hallucinatory terrain, which is a whole other shit.
Oh my god!
Yeah, hallucinatory terrain is so funny. It's great.
So
I will say, if you manage to get a Gios.
I think the DM has to say something.
Yes.
specifically for you, Kirsten, you remember what your deity stands for? And before anybody says something did it in the show, this is not quite the same. You're forcing somebody to do something against their will. Whereas if you had the spell yourself, she'd just give you dirty looks. You're basically asking her to do it for you.
Also, on a side note with the whole show thing, didn't the show have it so that people would have already had to have those feelings?
I don't actually remember for sure, but I do know that for the intents and purposes of this, it does kind of go against the portfolio.
At the end of my prayer, I say, "In the name of peace for Shadowfire." Amen.
So you're going to have to word that in a way that convinces a goddess of peace and love.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have you say what you plan to ask her, because you're trying to convince a goddess of peace and love to give you the ability to use a spell above your level so that you can coerce someone into something.
You know, when you say it out loud, it just sounds so wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is enchantment magic in a nutshell.
And then what? Ask me.
Don't mess with it. Just murder.
Ask me
Never
for
mind.
that at the end of today in World.
Okay.
I think Coral was trying to say something.
I'm going to be quiet for a while.
Yeah, you got you got writing now. What's she saying, Coral?
What I was gonna say was that this is literally to help save a god and to get them away from another worser god, to make sure that worser god doesn't get more power from having them under him.
Mm-hmm.
I know
That's
my
a good
wording
bargaining
sucks
chip.
right now.
That's a good bargaining chip. But hold on just a sec. I have to go ban somebody from the chat because they are a spam bot.
Wasn't me.
Nice.
No, this is a literal spam bot.
I'm pretty sure I already took care of it.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay. Make sure you remove the
Is spam, like, are spam bots an actual common thing?
Yes.
Yes, they're super common. It's annoying as shit to stumble upon one of them.
Do you own social media?
Well, yeah, but I don't really come in contact with spam bots.
He just doesn't read his own comment section enough.
You
Well,
are lucky.
okay, in my comment section, there's some very interesting bots that spam in that.
That's what we're talking
Weird
about.
places. But I didn't know they were for this as well.
They will, if they can spam something into the chat, they will.
They're like an infestation.
Huh.
They're a plague.
I just want to clarify by interesting, I did not literally mean interesting, okay?
But yeah, the reason why I am having having him actually like convince Cadence on why he needs it is because, you know, there's technically other ways you could go about doing it. He's just got to convince Cadence this is the best way for him to do it if she gives him access to Gias.
If I'm going to get access to Gias, I'm going to just have someone unlock the door. That would be a password scramble.
I would say just have them teach you how to unlock the doors. That way we have that information for future cycles.
That's a good one. Okay. Then I'll get back to work then.
Also, just gotta say this, it's pronounced Giash.
Yeah.
No, it is Eos. We are
No, it is not.
Look,
I refuse to accept that.
Etymology.
I am calling it Gios.
you don't need to make fun of me for my extra planar pronunciations.
Besides, Gios sounds cooler, you know?
That is fair. I always pronounced it Geese.
So, let me just clarify some context.
Clarify better.
Yes.
Do we know why the Beast is going on Rampage? It's because of Lena, right? Just Lena?
That was because there was magical things whispering sweet nothings into his ear in a cave somewhere.
Yeah, were you asking in character or out?
A little bit of both.
Oh, yeah, it's because of a creature whispering into, I almost called him nameless, into Shadowfire's ear.
So, I also want you guys to look at all the other information you have. Because, you know, Wynn's forgetting a very important thing that he found in the cave.
I haven't forgotten it. It is, we're talking about that book, aren't we?
There was more there than just a book.
It was a book, a cloak, and another item.
It was described as a trench coat for a reason.
Trench coat. Book.
What was the third item?
I forgot.
Oh, ooh.
The third item. I know it was important though.
Oh, it was incredibly important, and I described it a very specific way.
Right, of course I can remember the book, but I can't remember the important item.
Oh
Wow.
no, technically
Okay.
all three of them are important, but the party wouldn't recognize it by the book.
Can you send it to me in chat or like announce it? I forgot what it was.
No.
You're gonna have to
I-
rewatch that, buddy. You're gonna have to rewatch that segment.
You know what?
Agony.
You still have more than enough information to be able to figure out what I was talking about by important information without having what Wynn knows.
So, okay, what is the context of Shadowfire? What's his juxtaposition at the beginning of this loop? Let's just say everything we know about it in character. Okay, cool.
Shadowfire was in a cave with a creature that was whispering into his ear.
Yes, that's the obvious. We've gone over that already. Next, why is he... No, wasn't it because the creature was telling him that his friend Lena was dead?
Well, it's not just... Wait, did I... I believe so, yeah. There's not just that. I remember there were these two other creatures there that showed up. They were...
Confirmed. We're dead. He leads an army. Let's see. Burned down a village. No witnesses. Unconfirmed. Destroyed surroundings of settlements. No witnesses. Destroyed surrounding settlements again. No witnesses. Widely feared.
And it seems like he's being manipulated, if you ask me.
Yeah.
At least to some extent.
Yes, but there was like one or two major plot points about Shadowfile that we've learned through these cycles, and since forgotten, that would help connect these dots.
I am just disappointed.
He's set up and accused her to be the beast. He has a alleged hand in killing Celestia. He has an army.
He's being used as a symbol of fear throughout this place.
So this is so frustrating because why is he in a cave?
Hey, do I even know that Nameless?
That he's in a cave?
No, why he's in a cave. I don't think I found that out.
You just know that he's there.
Twist his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, what is his story outside of the obvious? What are we missing? Like, there's like one or two key components. I know Cameo knows it probably, but
So, how about I help a little? Start from the beginning. So,
that's what I'm asking everyone to do.
you guys know that everything was pretty same to what you expected for the ones of you that know about this story. But where does it go wrong? What happened? Why did we get where we are?
Thank you for asking the clearer question.
Wow. Obviously, someone was manipulating him to get something out of it then.
Bro, we spent the last 5 minutes saying the same exact thing. We got him wrong.
Because we don't have any other information.
No, well, didn't like multiple people die and he's here now?
Well, so there are several corpses involved. Who are the corpses?
That's what I'm asking.
So people who we know are dead include the royalty. Celestia and Luna. Chrysalis is posing as Luna. What did Chrysalis started doing around to fearmonger and control the people? She captured Lena. She was blowing up towns and all of that. Killing off tons of people. Including people that are important to Shadowfire. She has one of Shadowfire's friends, Lena, trapped inside, and we know that one of his other friends was killed off.
Thank you for saying that, because I had like every third detail in there, but I couldn't connect them all together into a cohesive story.
I don't know what I just came back to, but you sound
Logically speaking, who are the people that are closest to Shadowfire?
Gaster and Lena. It's Gaster's story.
Yes!
Yeah, there was no way I was gonna get that.
Nameless.
Nameless.
I don't know enough
Cameo.
about
Just let me
Shadowfire.
explain myself. I forgot that Gaster. I forgot that Gaster was an OC. Okay, I was just like, oh, that's a character. I was like, throw it. No, I'm an idiot.
I also Wynn gets a pass because Wynn was not there whenever that description was given.
Yeah.
Wind, on the other hand,
No, I don't get a pass.
book, and then forgot about everything else.
It was it was a black book with a skull on it.
It was a red book.
I envisioned it with.
God damn it, Wind.
Okay, well, it was a book with a skull on it. I was interested. I wanted to read it. That's all. That's what my mind went to.
It was specifically a spell book, too.
Yeah, and if I touched it, I probably would have lost my soul to it.
Yes, but it was a spell
Although you weren't
book
expected to know this either. But Biaffi was there when the information was given that, one of Gaster's friends was killed. So at least knowing that much,
One
or
of
not
Gaster's
Gaster's,
friends?
one of
I was gonna say.
Shadowfire's
Hang on a
friends.
second.
We're talking about Gaster.
You're technically correct, but
I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm just. Uh-huh.
I honestly didn't know Gaster was in cahoots with Shadowfire.
Oh god.
Sawtooth has told you that. Like, point blank told you that.
I always thought Gaster was was always out for himself.
What gave you that impression? You haven't, in character, you haven't met him.
Oh, I'm thinking of then I'm thinking of the wrong person. It was that other guy that always does all the deals that I'm thinking of.
No, that's
You
Surrogates.
Surrogates, yeah.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Okay,
Okay, I
there
see
we
where you
go.
get confused now.
Yeah.
Gaster
Hey.
was one of the Dreadlords. In fact, he was the first Dreadlord y'all met,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like as a
Yeah.
collective party.
that's right. And he was in such a bad condition. I completely forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that we had met him, but I forgot that he was in a bad condition.
So, now that you have that information, what can you tell me is a possible state of mind for Shadowfire right now?
I feel like we're in the middle of a philosophy class.
We're in the middle of a revenge plot.
To be honest, I feel like that a lot.
Welcome to Psych 101.
So,
Mhm.
from
Psycho.
This isn't even
Let me-
said. Yeah,
let me help. Hey,
Vulnerable.
hey. Let me help condense the knowledge that you guys have real quick. So you have Chrysalis. Chrysalis killed off not only Celestia and Luna, rulers of a place that Shadowfire decided to live, but also one of his closest friends. She kidnapped another one. She started causing, to your knowledge, lots of damage, blaming it on him. And then on top of that, you have some thing that is like whispering in his ears, basically telling him everybody hates him. Now you have a motive, don't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. Like they said, revenge.
Revenge and probably a little bit of insanity at that point.
No, I had come to this conclusion through a higher level of understanding, and there were details that I needed to include in the prayer that I needed to clarify, and thus is the conversation. At least I assume.
So you guys understand what's going on now. Why Shadowfire decides to level a town with what is possibly the last remaining
So
residents of Equestria.
yeah, it's just a cycle then.
Alright, are you going to explain that, or you're just going to say it's just a cycle to sound cool?
Okay, so basically, Shadowfire destroys something. Chrysalis invokes fear that Shadowfire is going to be coming for them eventually. So she gets all the love that she needs from that, while pretty much just repeating the same thing you said. Where he just continuously destroys. Chrysalis keeps getting love and more love. Yeah. Kind of like a cycle.
He doesn't even need to destroy. He could literally have just blown up one thing in this entire cycle, and all she has to do is keep blowing things up and saying it's him.
Hence the bombs. Blow some things up, say that it's your boy Shadowfire, induce fear, and suddenly everybody is in a panic.
Well, logically, speaking of the bombs, in that case, if we had I know we're not using this plan anymore, but if we had used the bomb plan, I would have just strengthened everyone to Chrysalis' side more, which would have made it more difficult for all of us. Right?
It's a possibility.
Probably, yeah. Good thing we only got fuses.
Actually, currently you don't even have those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking past tense or past situation.
But yeah, you see this line of logic now.
Yeah.
There's still things that happen that you don't have all of the information on, but you now have a logical reason why Shadowfire does what he does, and why Chrysalis is pushing this idea that he's the villain. You have most of the puzzle pieces now, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the Chrysalis part I already knew. It was just the whole past, what happened before, that I didn't really catch on to. So yeah.
So, now that you have that sorted, what are you going to do?
Still working on my prayer.
Well, you're not the only person in the party.
Yep. Think about verbs.
What if we expose her?
Okay.
So, we could break Lena out of prison, reunite Shadowfire, but that maybe gets us a little bit of information or goodwill for a cycle. Well, what we need to do is end the perpetuating cycle altogether.
Well, if say we do actually get Lena to Shadowfire, we break her out, get her to Shadowfire. There's still the chance that whatever is whispering it to him can just try to convince him that it's some kind of trick. In which case, we'd end up having to deal with Shadowfire.
Well, yeah, now that's probably a possibility, but ultimately I feel like calming down and taming Shadowfires, like, at this point, crippling
I'm not
fear
saying
that everything's against him by doing something like that for him might also do good, but
yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I'm saying we should be
cautious.
we should really be should be
that's
cautious.
fair.
So, a good way to, like, plan for something like this is try to look at it from his perspective and come up with a few different likelihoods. So, you already got one where you take Lena over there, he assumes you're all changelings, and goes nuclear. What's another one that could happen?
Everything ends up great. It works out.
Okay. That's actually one that would be an option.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
But then
There's
there's
a
the worst-
possibility that you bring Lena to him, and he that's it. That's the end of the cycle.
Like, there's also the possibility that we bring it to Lena, and then whatever's been whispering to Shadowfire sees us as a threat.
If DM is telling you something, you should listen.
No,
Is he still talking?
No. I was.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I thought I got it.
I'm only half listening, so that's not bad.
Yeah, that is another possibility. You don't know anything per se about this entity or how actively it will fight you. You don't even know for sure if you go to the cave if you'll even see it exists.
Yeah.
So
There's also the chance that we could agitate Shadowfire enough. He just tries to attack Chrysalis early. In which case, we might just end up messing up the entire cycle.
So there's also another possibility, and this one's a little more obtuse, I guess, but there's the possibility that he's relieved to have Lena back, but he still wants revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. He lost one of his closest friends, and two characters that canonly speaking, he's supposed to end up getting close with regardless because fellow alicorns. Think about it. If you're an immortal entity, other immortal entities make great friends. If you can make friends with them.
So what are we gonna do in that situation?
Hold on. Moon, what were you saying?
I've seen a lot of souls sold for the sake of revenge. It's actually one of the most common ones besides true love and riches.
Oh no.
The riches should not be nearly as high as it is, but you are correct, yeah.
Greed, lust, and wrath.
I want to sell my soul so that I never have to do anything again. Sloth.
I mean, honestly, that would be power as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few ways to go about it. Either you suddenly die, and now you don't have to do anything again.
Mm-hmm.
Or you end up in a life of luxury, and you don't have to do anything again, or like anything inconvenient sense.
Okay, that actually sounds really appealing.
Well,
I
here's
like
the thing.
that section option. Can I do that real quick? Out of character. Can I do that real quick? Okay. But, yeah.
See, the monkey's paw to it is all things lose meaning then.
Yeah.
Well, another great way is damnation investment. You see, a lot of people see the fiddle of gold thing as a stupid way to try and get a soul by playing a fiddle contest against someone. But the real thing that I get them on is now their soul is damned due to greed.
And also pride.
So they might not have sold the soul, but between greed and pride,
It's
I've
still
got
in
a
there
claim
anyways.
already.
Claim by proxy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's by assumption.
We have the information, but the only thing is the entity. Oh, what would it do?
Well, presumably it controls most of the worldscape around us.
I mean, I'm saying because I doubt it's just gonna sit there and just let us, do this. So
since I don't trust you have remembered this, when you were there, it paid you no mind. Like you didn't exist to it. So, it is reasonable to assume that you haven't made a big enough change to actually catch its attention yet.
I know
Everything you are planning right now, that is something you may want to keep in account if you have to go through another cycle. It may notice you.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, carry on.
What was your point? I'm sorry, I was, like I said, half listening.
Breaking out Lena might be enough to piss off the entity.
Mm-hmm. The one that's been whispering the Shadowfire.
Mm.
And that may
Nameless,
persist even outside of cycles.
Somebody
Hey,
said my
listen.
name.
In character, do I know that this entity is part of the Silent King?
I would say logically speaking, it would only make sense, but you're going to roll an intelligence roll to see if you figure it out. Because with your character, it is 50-50 on it if they connect the dots.
I've got to stop letting me roll.
Ouch,
those.
dude.
Oh my god!
in your
Holy
face.
Nice. And you failed.
Now watch him take off 12 points.
Yes, that is a pass. I'm not that cruel.
Debatable.
Well, maybe if you didn't have the density of tungsten.
I don't know who that is.
It's a metal.
That is an
Thank you
element.
for
What is wrong
reinforcing
with
my
you?
point.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, anyway, aside from my denseness, okay.
Which is
So-
incredible.
Astounding, really.
So, I doubt that attracting the embodiment or piece of Silent King would actually be a good idea.
That'd be very helpful.
Yeah. This entity, I think it does. It's part of the Silent King. I don't exactly know how though, but it's just a feeling. So with that all in mind, what are we gonna do?
Seems to be the question of the hour.
I'm not really sure if we're able to handle that just yet.
So, these dread realms. So, what is typically the conditions that dispels them?
We defeat the person holding the tier.
Usually, either it's the Dreadlord has some sort of tier or other sort of effect put on them by the Silent King that's holding them essentially to the Dread Realm. Yeah, like the tiers is a pretty physical way of saying that. So usually rescuing them from whatever situation they're in, and I like in a way bringing them peace and separating them from the Silent King is how they normally
So,
finish.
DM here again. Gonna cut in a bit. Remember how you've interacted with previous Dreadlords? What is something that was a common through line for them? Like when it comes to the tiers and or the actual like how you found them.
We're all tortured.
Not just that. Not just that. Think about Lena. Think about Gaster. About Rainbow. Even the other two, Fluttershy and...
Wasn't it kind of forced on them then? Or like all of them?
Forced on how?
I don't know, like Rainbow Dash was like tied up with the having
Was
to deal
restrained.
with that. Yeah.
There's always like a
Restrained.
physical connection and restrained in some way.
I do my best to forget that because I turned on everyone. But yes.
That's actually what happened when you turned on them. It didn't just touch you. What happened?
It was seeping through all of my orifices.
Exactly. It was bonded. And that has been a through line throughout the entirety of this adventure. Now, think back to what you saw with Shadowfire. Granted, you saw a skewed vision of it, but was there something you didn't notice?
There was no semblance of a tear.
Not that. What was something that he had that all of the other ones didn't, aside from, Alicorn Hood? This is out of character, so everybody else is free to answer if they think they have the answer. Because otherwise we'll be here all night while he's trying to connect the dots.
Computing, I'm honestly.
Well, Shadowfire was it's kind of just being tempted. That's all I've got.
And
There's
he
no
wasn't...
It wasn't under anyone's control.
Does anybody else see what I'm saying?
Yep.
No.
What does this tell you? If he's not being controlled, where all the other Dreadlords were being controlled, then is he a Dreadlord?
No,
He is still technically a Dreadlord.
Technically, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
What does that change?
This time it's
What-
not a tier. It's actually
I mean, I think the whatchamacallit, the entity is the enemy here.
Great grandmother.
We already established this.
Not like, yeah. That's about it. Yeah.
How is the Sparkle lineage related to Cadence again?
Just think great-great-grandparent.
Great.
Nameless, can you elaborate
Two
on the
shining
whole,
armor.
Can you elaborate on the whole thing you said where he technically wasn't the Dreadlord?
No, he technically is a Dreadlord, but he's different.
Yes. The difference, yeah. I was the one who was saying he was not, but as Nameless is saying, yes, he's technically. The difference is that he's not being controlled.
So do we really
He
need to...
ends-
Go ahead.
But we don't need to fight him. We need to convince him.
You
so
were
remember what
what
I'm
you
gonna
were.
remind.
Go ahead. You first.
Alright. I'm reminded of the point near the end before he started coming back towards the town where Shadowfire says he wants destruction, he gets destruction, or something of that essence, right? He ends up doing it, even if he doesn't want to, in the end. So he does end up getting convinced in some way. Or he decides of his own volition that this is the way to do it. So I think I'm with Moon here that Shadowfire needs to be convinced. No, but there's also the wild card of the Silent King's avatar here, which needs to be contended with.
I come back through the doors into the main area. Osmium. What? I had weird
Osmium.
dreams about osmium and tungsten and other stuff. What are we talking about?
Hey, I just read what you said, Crystal. That's not true.
What are we? What's going
So,
on?
we've come to the conclusion that the only way to end the cycle is to convince Shadowfire to end the cycle.
Okay.
I think that's where we're. I think that's the way. I think that's the way. I don't know what everybody else is thinking.
So,
Shadowfire might be manipulated into, or might be getting manipulated to perpetuate the cycles, but he's not being forced into perpetuating the cycle.
do we need Lena?
Maybe. Now, it's hard to tell at this point. We don't know why he actually continues the cycles. Most likely out of a sense or desire for revenge, due to his possible candidates for friends of being killed off, and then one of his potential friends being used as a facade by a much darker entity. But that's just speculative.
I can't control people, but I can ask Cadence if or why he's continuing the cycle, and Cadence can give me her best guess.
Alternatively, we can use this. And then Otto holds up the crown gem.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. So what's your plan?
We send someone into Shadowfire's dream
Mm-hmm.
to poke around to see what's either eating away at him or what thoughts are being used to influence his actions.
Might be better. Might be better to send someone that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Might be better to send someone that's actually worships Shadowfire then.
Yeah, but then the question comes: when does a god sleep?
Whenever they feel like it.
The god is tired.
Are you gonna tell a god they can't power nap?
Yes, cat nap.
They're a god. The only nap they can do is a power nap.
Nice.
Yeah, a god actually going into a full slumber is normally like they wake up eons later.
Dude, I might have pneumonia. You got me. I couldn't breathe for a second.
So, are you guys going to try this plan? I will say that unless you go and trip over the entity, for all intents and purposes, this may be one of the safest ones to start with.
Trip over the entity?
Like, run directly face first into the entity screaming, "Hi, I'm here to completely screw up all of your plans."
Mm-hmm.
Or something equally stupid.
So you're saying that the only way we screw up is if we just randomly find him?
So, they're both technically dark entities, so you gotta make sure you don't go trying and poking around in the wrong places, essentially.
Yep.
For all intents and purposes, for somebody who doesn't know what they're looking at and is not allied with, say, Shadowfire, then you could end up, if they're both asleep or doing whatever is closest to sleep for them, you could end up potentially walking straight into the mind of the wrong entity.
So who's allied with Shadowfire then?
Oh my god, how stupid are you?
For it.
Let me think about that for a minute.
Decent
I
idea.
were with Coral, but Coral's still kind of a wild card.
Cool.
Coral is a
also the only-
warlock of Shadowfire.
Shadowfire. She's
Yeah, I know
She's also
that.
currently the only person here who has that kind of connection with Shadowfire.
No, I was-
You-
I was-
You saw the
Mm.
physical manifestation of that connection, and you're gonna go, who's allied to Shadowfire?
No, I wanted to know who else was allied to Shadowfire because I already know Coral and Sawtooth are.
I mean, that's really it when it comes down to it.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
don't know everyone's.
Let me
Everyone's
say this
religion.
to you a couple of more times. I assume your character has brought it up. Speaking of Coral, where's Coral?
Where's Barry?
Coral is currently praying at the moment.
Yeah, Coral is doing things.
There's just been so many levels of stupid that I haven't been able to get over to it.
Trying to transition because it seems like we have some sort of. We need to find Coral. Say, this is the
So,
plan.
I'm actually going to transition over to Coral so that we can find out what Coral is doing. We know they're praying, but,
Yeah.
warlocks and clerics are very different, so let's see what does Coral have to say.
As far as I can tell, Coral doesn't have much to say.
Coral does not have much to say at all. In fact, Coral has nothing to say, as far as we're concerned right now.
Well,
I see.
I'm mostly
When I say, let me put this Q in there, where's Coral? I meant that multiple ways.
I feel like the density of somebody contributed to that.
I get that.
I'm
It's
still
really-
trying to figure out how to.
I still stand by what I said. I already yeah.
Yeah, quit
Moving
seeing
on.
how far that foot goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I want to see. Keep it going.
Yeah, we're jumping over to you. Scene cut.
We summon you.
Party's been divided, we're focusing on your half now.
So, you said you were praying. What do you say, and what are you trying to find out?
It's literally just me checking up on him because I understand this is a Dread Realm. He is going through some major shit in ways I definitely don't even fucking understand. And I do want to make it better, but honestly, with the stupidity of the others, I don't know if I'm going to be dying on the way and being unable to help.
So, go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw. What you're doing is essentially trying to reach out with your... you don't understand it per se the same way a cleric would, but you're reaching out through a stream of consciousness, essentially, to make a connection with a deity. That's really good roll. I only needed a 10.
Hey, alright, nice one.
But, yeah, so you're not terribly well versed in this, seeing as warlocks don't normally pray to their patrons. They normally get rung up and told they're dumb, go take shield. You see, well, not so much see, you feel just this radiating stream of tangled emotions. There's lots of rage and hatred, but there's also an underlying pain that just seems to be, for lack of a better way to say it, fathomless. It's like all of the sadness you had ever felt in your relatively short existence condensed and then multiplied. You get flashes of impressions of images, but nothing concrete enough to be able to say what it was. And you also feel like something is preventing you from seeing anything clearly.
Is that your DM clause? I'm not going to invoke a condition on you.
What?
Just add it. Nothing. I'm in the world of thought right now.
So,
ignore me.
What do, Coral? Did you walk out before they came up with their new plan?
Yeah. I walked out a long time ago.
Yeah, so you might want to go find out about their new plan, considering, best candidate.
Yeah.
I will say that
I'm gonna do one little childish thing before I do, though.
Go ahead. I was about to say, having some sort of reaction is a... honestly, I would be disappointed of you if you didn't.
Yeah. Feeling like the wave of emotions and all that, especially the sadness. I try to do something to cheer him up. And the thing I do is that I get a bunch of the sticks. I'm just like, I think this will help you. Maybe not much, but it'll probably help. So I get a bunch of sticks. I form them in the shape of chrysalis vaguely. And then blast the absolute shit out of them.
Okay. You just use an Eldritch Blast, or are you going to use a spell slot?
Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And as I'm looking at the destruction, I say, I'll do this 1,000 million times, and I'll do it to her directly. I'll do it to whoever I need to. I know you're going through a lot. You're being literally tortured. I'm here to save you.
So,
just like you saved me.
As you're doing that, you're not sure how much, if anything, got through before something, and you get the distinct impression that it is not Shadowfire, cuts off the connection. Almost as if something is trying to isolate him.
I have a pretty strong feeling I know who that is. But I'll kick your ass too!
I mean, it's not that hard of a guess. Unless you're Wind.
Inky.
Wind, go.
You can't keep us separated forever! I'll kick your ass!
I love it.
You going
By the way, depending on how close y'all are, you can actually hear that.
I'm going with the idea that you guys are actually where you are standing in the inn, with the exception of Sawtooth, and one other rooms. We're just using this kitchen area as this is Pooh Brain territory.
No thoughts, just cook.
No thoughts, head empty. Well, this is where we store them. Is it the Muffin Man? Really?
Oh yeah.
So, do you return to the main bar area?
Yeah, I'm going now.
Okay. We'll, for the sake of brevity, we'll say that you walk in at the point where they're discussing using the gemstone.
Use the gemstone to magically dream travel into Shadowfire's mind. Oh, hey, Coral.
Oh.
There you are.
Hello.
I will also note that for everybody, go ahead and roll. Are you actively hiding any kind of response, or are you just being normal Coral and an open book?
Open Coral, open book.
Okay, so nobody needs to roll perception then. Coral looks visibly more distraught than usual. Like, there's an air of melancholy.
Are you feeling alright? You don't look so good.
No, I feel like shit.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's not good.
Any reason for it? What happened?
I was trying to talk to Shadowfire, and there's like so much going on. There was like this huge wave of like emotions and stuff, and it's like obviously he's really depressed and like he's being tortured. Of course he'd be depressed, but like he's also angry, like because like of course he is. And then I'm trying to talk to him, and then this bitch was like, "Nah, you're not allowed to talk," and then like separated us. It wasn't nice. I was trying to talk to them, and then they just separated us. I'm gonna kick that fucker's ass. I swear, we're gonna do it. We're gonna kick his butt. I sit down right there.
Blaze is like stifling a laugh. They're stifling a laugh at that. Like, yeah, well, that's not good if he's blocking off communication. Hopefully,
Well, let's kick their ass.
yeah, let's kick their ass, and maybe dreamwalking will work. I don't know if they would be able to stop that too, but we can still try it. Not
Okay,
too many reasons
so-
why not.
Just a bit of a DM add-in for the information for the dreamwalking. You guys would find if he is actively having issues, the assumption would be that he would dream about that, as you know, that it's kind of a normal response with heavily traumatic incidents. So, you know, the death of somebody that is basically a younger brother to him, which, by the way, canon character-wise, and I know some of you have no reason to know, but these two are the only friends that Shadowfire has had up until this point that have either survived or stuck around. So they're very close to him, and somebody murdered one of them. So he's gone through some shit. It would at least give you reference on what might have happened from his perspective.
Okay.
I still think we ought to give it a try. It's really one of our best chances to get some more information here.
So, Cole, what we're talking about is we would like somebody who's familiar with Shadowfire to go watch his dream, just so we can figure out exactly how we might be able to get him peace of mind. We were wondering if you would like to do something like that.
I literally said earlier when I found out that that thing was meant for dreamwalking that I wanted to dreamwalk.
Yeah, I heard that. That's why I was thinking of you, too.
My bad.
That was probably while you were in the process of writing a prayer.
Yeah. Do I even need that prayer? What's the point of this anymore?
I mean, if this is not a band-aid solution, like if this does not fix your problem, it is good to have backup plans.
I suppose.
So, if you are still looking to get Gias to get the gates open, essentially, then it might be a good idea to hold on to that until you find out what's going on.
Okay. So, the night is coming, and tomorrow is the parade.
Mhm.
Then we do this tonight and get the information for tomorrow if necessary. Probably. But then we reevaluate once we've gotten this bit of information from him later tonight.
If you break the cycle through dreamwalking, then good job. You made your job easy. But don't plan to put all your eggs in one basket with something this dangerous. Because who knows? It could just cause him to go nuclear early.
We shouldn't even have eggs. I haven't seen a single chicken here.
Chickens aren't the only things that
I've
lay
seen
eggs.
an owl.
What do you mean? I'm the only
That's
ones
a-
I've ever seen lay eggs.
This is a slight aside, but that's a really good question. Moon, do you lay eggs?
How exactly does that work?
Is
for
Moon
You see,
female?
Dude,
I don't
no,
lay eggs. That's because I'm not a woman.
Well, yeah. I thought about that as soon as I said it, but do Owlin, are they an egg-laying race? Is that?
Yes.
Ah, I see. So you don't have the right sex for it, but you do have something of a race that lays eggs. So no counting the owl eggs in one basket before they hatch.
out of character, and you do not want to see the kind of chickens that show up in Nameless's campaign.
Oh, don't worry. They'll show up eventually.
Yes,
run
of
away
course
the
they
other
are.
In character.
And,
Owls lay eggs. I've never seen them before.
I'm telling you, those
Owls
things
are
are
eggs.
And then Ballista tries to have pets with them.
So
Okay, so what needs to be done now then? We need to wait until night, until Shadowfire is asleep? Is that what the group thinks?
Yeah, I think that
You
is a
can
better
sleep
assumption.
whenever.
Yeah.
technically,
It's
yes.
Watch? Because he is in a cave, and you can sleep in a cave at any time.
Do we want to go now?
Not better, but
I mean, presumably, if he's under prolonged magical influence. He's probably in some type of sleep state.
Probably a lot like Lena, I don't think about it.
Could try checking in now.
Yeah, that's nice. We would just want to send a small group and we all want to go.
Hold on just a sec. Let me check something. Actually, can I pull it up here?
I mean, if we drop the ball, like, and it all goes to shit, he's like nuking the town, so it doesn't really matter where we go. Like, are we going to be able to stop him if we're all there? Or we're just going to piss him off by being a bunch of strangers that show up at his doorstep?
Hey,
Who can it be?
we're not a bunch of strangers. It's just one strange quarrel.
Hold on, I'm reading something.
Oh,
I need to
good.
check how long.
I'm just trying to make
Requires
small
a
talk
short rest.
party.
Okay. Yeah, so that's easy. All you guys need is a short rest worth of time, and Coral can attune to the item. It will... I don't know if this is how the rules play it, but it'll take the same amount of time to unattune from an item. Say if somebody else needs to use it, then you would need a long rest for Coral to unattune, and then the other person to attune in the same go. Like I said, it is an attuned item, but you can unattune and have somebody else attune to it as well.
What's our variant selection on short rest for duration?
I believe it was like 6 hours for a short rest, 12 hours for a... I think that's what I was going with. Long rest.
We're playing like grit flavor then.
Playing what?
Like a gritty
real
flavor,
grit.
like, as far as I'm concerned, the short rest.
No,
Wow.
gritty is like a week.
I know,
Long rest.
Ready is a day for a short rest, a week for a long rest.
Yeah. Why did I
Raw-
think the long rest was 8 hours and the short rest was like 2?
Well, by raw, short rest is like 2 hours and long rest is 8 hours.
Oh.
But there's also like a shit ton of variants that can be used.
Yeah, I like 6/12
That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
because your 12 hours to like take a full night's rest, and then like
Involves 4 hours on either side or 2 hours on either side.
6 hours of like you can take a nap, but you're also doing other things.
Wait, so you telling me for the last 3 months I've only been taking short rests?
Yo, short rest optimization gang.
See,
You haven't been wondering why you've never been getting your spell slots back?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I have a pretty
Ah.
pool.
I like how
Yeah, this
half
whole
the
time
chat
he's
is
been-
just like, oh.
This whole time.
That's
he's
why I
kind of
can't
loyal.
cast magic.
Anyways, you guys have 6 hours. What is the rest of the party gonna do while Coral is attuning?
I'm gonna sit there and make some herbal tea.
Okay.
Sounds
Everyone who wants a
great.
cup can have some.
I think I'll take that offer.
Attunement, for reference, Coral, is basically you sit there and concentrate on the item. Is how it's described.
That's easy to do,
Mm-hmm.
especially if I go to the right corner.
Oh, that's right. Yafi,
Yes.
we need to do your ceremony.
Oh, all right.
What
Supposed to
was
do
it
that now. Okay.
for again? It was
It was coming of age, wasn't it?
coming of age.
Gosh, do I have to look up the spell for you? Hang on.
Yeah, no, I have it. I have ceremony here. It's just a matter of reading through all the text. Okay, coming of age. Basically, the casting time is 1 hour. The ritual. I'll perform that ceremony. During this off time. Do all the prep work and all of that. Make sure it's nice and neat.
Alrighty.
I'll subtract the cost of the spell from my pouch.
see. That's actually pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm clicking through all this stuff again just so that I can say I actually cast a spell this time. I expended the spell slot. I've paid the price. 25
Silver's gone.
25 gold.
Yeah, 25 GP worth of gold.
25
Gold.
GP worth of powdered silver.
Yes.
Yes, I read that and paid 25 silver. Okay. 56 minus 25 is...
And you do have to use it because it not only is it a monetary worth, it is also consumed by the spell.
Yeah.
Both of which are requirements for the actual component to be there.
What are you talking about? What's your point in saying that?
That is, the silver is a consumed.
Yep.
I believe
component.
like Fireball uses bat guano or something like that. You can use a focus rod or something like that instead.
Yeah, so my point is that I'm paying this price. As part of the 6 hours, I go out and buy this material. Like, and I prepare for it, you know, and then I do the ritual, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying that for other people.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Because we have
material components. Yeah, it's.
It is also a widely accepted rule at most tables.
Yeah. With material components, if the component doesn't have a price attached to it,
and is not consumed,
yep,
then you can replace it with a focus.
Yep.
I don't
focus or component pouch or all that good stuff.
That's
or if you're a unicorn,
that's a lot of coins. I believe that's like 2,500 silver.
Yeah.
250. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I was gonna say. Hold on.
That's 250 silver coins. That's
a sizable amount of coin.
Then I go to the bank and just trade in 25 gold for 250 silver and come back with that. And Otto and I spend some time preparing.
Okay. Sorry, Roll20 was being a little distracting.
Roll W.
So, before we jump into after the short rest, does anybody else have anything that they want to do? We've got 1 attuning, we've got 2 working on a ceremony. Who else? Link, I heard you start to say something.
Yeah, this is out of left field, but would I be able to find any sort of like armor shop in the city?
An armor shop?
Yep.
Yes, but might I ask as to what you are looking for?
Specifically, right now I'm looking for like chain shirt and that kind of stuff. Hide.
You're talking about the elven chain shirt?
I mean, that would work, yeah.
I know that item because I used it as my very first sorcerer, which was also my first character.
I was also thinking about that specifically, but I was okay with the general chain shirt, but yeah, I guess if that would be there, sure.
Let me do a quick search for something.
Jeez, I actually have to pull out my freaking. Alright, I gotta look for a thing.
Thank you, Roll20, for not having a price on it.
Yeah, I know the chain
free.
shirt 50.
Free, no, it's free real estate. Alright, hang on. I got this. I got it, boys. Hang on.
I need to know the recommended base price, and then I will decide on what the actual price will be from there.
Alright, so for chain shirt,
Specifically, the Elven Chain shirt. Also,
alright.
it's just called Elven Chain.
So that's a magic item, first of all.
It is. I'm aware.
Let's see. We'll navigate all the way through here.
What I'm finding is 501 to 5,000, which clearly outside the price range.
No, that makes sense. I mean,
Can I use this 5e magic shop?
Hold on.
I'll be back. I'm grabbing some Pop-Tarts.
What is your current AC?
So currently at 12 is what it should be. 16 is with mage armor.
Okay, you are aware that chain shirt only would bump you up 1, right?
Yeah, well,
I
it would bump it up
looked at
to
it just now.
15.
Yeah, you'd
But-
be at 13 instead of a 12.
Well, just the chain shirt is 13 plus dex, max 2.
Hold on. You said 13 plus dex? 'Cause... Hold on, let me...
Yeah, so if we're talking normal chain or elven chain, they're both medium armors. They also provide dex modifier of max 2.
Are they giving me an item AC for destroying the item, then? Either way, it'll definitely cost you more to get the chain shirt, or the elven chain shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But what is your budget?
Right now.
and actually I've spoken.
You're gonna have to try that again. Your mic cut out on you.
Right now, all I got is 55 gold pieces.
I would recommend going with something leather. Because 55 gold is... You're either going to end up with absolutely nothing left, or unable to purchase. And that's assuming that you have some impeccable bargaining skills.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to look at a leather worker instead?
I mean, ultimately, no. It really is, like, chain shirt or nothing right now, because this is something that, like, I'm not even going to be using it yet. I can't. It is a plan.
Weren't you the one that ended up with one of the +1 items for AC?
Yes, correct.
And this is with that item?
Hmm?
Your AC right now is with that item?
Be 13 with that item. Right.
Okay. If I remember correctly, it gives a flat +1 or 2. I don't remember which I gave.
Yeah, it's a flat +1.
Okay. Then...
Sorry, I forgot to say I would be right back.
Okay.
Responding to a family member.
So, yeah. Either finding something out in the wild or making more money is going to be your best bet.
We're still going over downtime?
Okay, I mean, would I be able to make money in a short rest?
What's that?
Would I be able to make money in a short rest time?
Depends on what you're trying to do. I will say, though, that you're not necessarily going to make enough money to buy something like that off of odd jobs that you can do within a short rest. At max, depending on how high skilled the work is, I'd say probably about 5 gold, which is still, you earn more money, but you also gotta make that decision.
It's better at this point.
Your mic is dying. I did not catch any of that.
Is that better?
Nope.
Oh, that's okay. You're just gonna move on.
Okay. And if nobody else has anything to do and Coral is back, then is Coral back? Sorta. But we kind of need you all the way back so that way I can have your role play.
Give me like 1 second. I realize, although hot Pop-Tart is best Pop-Tart, you need either water or milk to go with it, because that shit will dry up your mouth. Give me like
Yes.
Okay, so you take this opportunity to go get water. We'll wait for you. Ice and wind. Are you wanting to do anything?
Not really, no.
Okay. Wind. If we lose wind,
You are not talking about me.
wind with a D.
I started to say something. I got myself.
I think wind is AFK. Looks
Or
like
fell asleep? Something?
possible.
I guess I haven't heard him in an hour.
What do you think, Crystal? Do you want to deal with this in person?
Huh?
Like, do you want to deal with this as like a thing that's not just addressed on the side of the?
I don't know. Up to you, I suppose.
Because
DM says yes.
yeah, no, because all I hear is pure malice coming from your remark.
I'm back, guys. Sorry.
Pure fury.
Yeah, we thought you fell asleep there for a sec.
I was about to start a vote. That's
had
whether
to-
or not we should be seen.
I was outside for a while dealing with my neighbors and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so are you doing anything for downtime while we're waiting for Cameo to collect food and water?
Are there any books on the Silent King?
Not in the
In the
tavern.
library? In the library?
I
want to steady up on that.
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Alright.
You find nothing.
That figures. Well, that's all I got.
Okay. Is Cameo still collecting sustenance?
Nope.
sustenance with. I have the sustenance with me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
acquired sustenance and liquid.
I'm gonna stop
And
this.
the liquid.
So
Excellent.
we're gonna start out with the dreamwalking sequence before we jump to the controversy that it was brewing on certain people's leadership skills.
It's bound to happen sooner or later. Time for you.
There we go. So, Coral. You've never been to this place, but somehow it seems very familiar as you step out into this kind of think of like standing inside a nebula full of stars, with a deep blue hue to it, and that's about what you're seeing. Nestled in amongst the like gaseous-looking cloud is. So at this point, most of your companions have also gone to sleep. But at this point, you see their bubbles, and you just kind of know who's who. But off in the distance, you see a pair of dark bubbles. One of them is very misshapen, but both of them are an unnatural shade of black. It's almost like they are drawing in all of the lights and all of the gaseous space around it to the point where there's kind of just a dark space around their bubbles, almost like it's radiating darkness. You do feel drawn to the smoother of the two, though. What do?
I'm sorry, my brain said chop chop real smooth. I'm dying right now. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, I was asking you what do.
Alright. There are no other bubbles around or anything like that.
Just your companions and the two in the distance. One you have been warned is probably the entity tormenting Shadowfire, and that, messing with it's probably a really bad idea. Especially considering that, technically speaking, it controls this place. Since it doesn't seem to be
theory of this universe.
It doesn't seem to be too far of a stretch to assume that that is an extension of the Silent King.
I look at that bubble specifically and give it the finger, like, ugh. Like, I'll find a way to kick your ass, just not now. But I'll do it. Like, I'll do it. I'll do it like a million times, and you won't be able to stop me, cause you're just stupid, and me, and I'm not down for that. Nah. When I find a way, I do it, and you're not gonna get in my way for it. All right, I'm just gonna kick your ass.
So do you enter the other one?
After I'm done flipping off that one, I take a deep breath and look at that dream bubble. Part of me is honestly just afraid. I know that he's being tortured. I know that I'm most likely going to be walking into a nightmare. But I know we gotta help him, and even though I've never dreamwalked before, this is the way we do it, right? We go in, see what's up, and help whoever it is. And now I'm gonna be helping my god. No pressure! No pressure. Because once I find out the stuff, I can just destroy it and help him deal with it. I put my hand on the bubble.
So you feel this like sensation, almost like something just kind of. You ever put your hand on top of water slowly and you feel that surface tension?
Yeah.
You feel that kind of sensation as you just kind of almost fall into the bubble. Give me just a second. I know which one I want. Just gotta find it. Been a little while since I used this song, so. Where is They Come at Night? There. There it is. So, the first thing you notice when your vision clears and you can see the dream clearly is that this place is really, really fancy. It's not quite like anything you've ever seen, really. Because most of the places you haven't seen much, and most of the places you've been have been in varying states of disarray. This one, it kind of feels, while both being the impression of royalty in a place where they belong, also kind of gives off almost a homely feel at the same time. But that's not really what catches your attention. What catches your attention is two withered-looking alicorns. A alicorn-like creature full of holes that, given context that you've been giving, you can only assume is Chrysalis and what she really looks like. And Shadowfire and his friends. The scene is currently caught in slow motion as Gaster, who seemed to have reacted the quickest of the three, is in the midst of coming out of a teleport in an attempt to help the two withered alicorns. They look like they've basically been drained of everything. At this point, it's questionable or not whether or not they're actually alive. And from Chrysalis's horn is a bolt of green energy aimed directly at Gaster. Now, you can try and do one of two things here. You can, lift the slow motion effect to see what plays out, to understand more, or you can attempt to alter it completely. I will say that will not give you any further information of this incident. And while it is something that would be painful for Shadowfire, it might reveal important things as to what's going on here. So, I will let you weigh your options. Either way, you will need a wisdom check to make an alteration. Or you can watch this happen in slow motion over the next however long it takes.
Instinctively, I run towards it. But then I stop myself and I remember. I need to find out information. But would it be wrong if I just question him about it instead? Instead of having to just, relive this thing?
So, I would say that, I don't know if Coral would quite understand the idea that, dreaming something involuntarily and talking about something voluntarily is two very different things. And, I'd imagine that the others explained that he's probably in a volatile state. So, if you want to get through to him, not triggering any kind of, still raw emotions might be a good idea. So, again, I will let you decide what you do.
The child and doesn't understand much. So Coral does the one thing that they could think that they could do on instinct. You said it's a wisdom, right?
Yes.
They're not very wise, so let's see how far this goes.
What were you trying to do?
Go in and get Gaster out of the way of the blast.
Okay. So, as you were trying to do this, you kind of just phased through Gaster, as if you were not actually there. And that almost seems to catalyze the movement of the dream, as he comes fully out of the teleport and is hit in the back. It punches a hole through his coat and he stops. And you, in your fall, do notice that there seems to be an upside down white heart that it punched a hole through as well. Now, it's not visible for long because the coat promptly repairs itself, but you can tell that was not a good thing as he begins to collapse. Not just like falling over, but like his bones are starting to degrade at a rapid pace. And
we've seen this somewhere before.
Elena says something incomprehensible as the world, just like the entire dream, takes on a reddish tint as Shadowfire essentially just goes nuclear. It goes from shock to you could feel the radiating rage from him as Canterlot detonates. You're then treated to an outside view of what used to be Canterlot and the Canterlot Mountain, and a fleeing Shadowfire and Lena. They are moving in opposite directions, but you also notice Chrysalis pushing her way out of the rubble. She looks around frantically and then takes off after Lena. What do you do from there?
Oh no, you dumb bitch!
Okay, so as you follow Chrysalis, you see her, despite the fact that she has gossamer fly-like wings, catching up with Lena. You do note that her horn is glowing and she seems to be magically assisting herself along. She then catches up with Lena and hits her with a spell that she goes from dead-on sprint flight to falling from the sky. But just before Lena hits the ground, the entire dream shifts to Shadowfire, who seems to have been slightly injured during the explosion, limping into the cave that, while you don't know it, Wind would have recognized this as the same cave that he found Shadowfire in. And then the whispers start. It doesn't take long for it to get to a point where it's painful how much and how loud they are. The whispering voices suggesting that everyone's turned on him. Nobody will listen. And he does attempt to leave the cave. Because when he does, the whispers stop. And he kind of, in a kind of stupor, wanders out towards a village. So the only one that would, only two that would recognize this village would be Wind and Sawtooth. But he stumbles into the village and people look at him with shock and fear when it almost seems like they were waiting for him. On cue, out come swarms of guards. And accusations of, treason and killing Celestia. And anytime he tries to speak, he's shouted down. Finally, he snaps and has had enough. And just razes the place to the ground before retreating back to the cave. And the whispers just redouble the effort. It gets louder, it gets more poignant. And occasionally they'll slip in bits of information like they believe you to be a monster, to be a beast. Just kind of like pounding it in. And occasionally the whispers will stop. And something indistinct will manifest and speak. With the things that this creature promises is power and like a stop to the pain, the ability to like bring back his friend and free Lena. And it just continues. Shadowfire's not terribly interested. Most of the rebuttals are, I have power, why do I need yours? Why would I trust you? And I just wanted peace. But you can tell from the expression and the tone of voice that it's very obviously wearing him down. What do?
Trying to step in again. I'm gonna do something. I don't want to just lay here. I gotta do something.
Roll a wisdom save, or not a wisdom save, roll a wisdom check at advantage.
I hope I clicked the right one.
Hey.
So, you are able to grab hold of the fabric of the dream. What do you do with it? You have the ability now to change it however you see fit.
Moment of error. I have.
I grab Shadowfire and take him out of the cave, like physically if I can, like just take him out of it. Don't listen to that!
The reaction from Shadowfire is very much one of hostility because, you know, something in his dream is attacking him from his point of view. Go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw. Because now you're in a battle of wills.
This is the worst one, this is the worst one! I die. What is with the number 7?
Hey, that's 3 7 rolls in a row.
Yeah, but it's not a lucky number.
So, you're essentially... You get the equivalent of psychically being held by the throat as a... Shadowfire... He's gone from, like, dreaming to lucid dreaming now. You've essentially partially woken up the god.
I don't know who you are, or who you think you are. But I've had enough of this trickery. I will not have you invading my dreams as well.
Your dreams, I'm trying to help you! Don't you... Okay, never mind, you don't recognize me! But I'm Coral! I'm Coral! Don't you remember we made a deal like forever ago? I'm sorry, I don't want you to suffer anymore!
How cute. I don't suppose you would tell me how you got here?
As this voice interrupts, the dream, you're ripped away from both Shadowfire and his dreamscape, and you find yourself in just an empty black space.
Where am I? This isn't right!
Uh-oh. Decent uncle.
I asked you a question. How did you get here?
I look around for a bit and take a deep breath. It was a crystal!
I see. So you are not one of the annoying followers of Luna. Might I make a suggestion? Never come back here. You are well beyond above your league. Here. If I find you again, I will squash you like the bug you are.
And with that,
Just trying to look from the Silent King!
before you actually are able to say that, you are essentially shunted out of the dreamscape as a whole. Back to your companions. Who was the one that would be keeping an eye on Coral? I assumed that it was...
Probably me.
Yeah, I was about to say, I assumed it would be Otto, but I didn't want to jump to that conclusion just yet.
Wait, that would put me with them, and then also Ice right there, right?
Yes. I think all of us are there.
Alright.
So,
I am letting you know when I'm awake, I just start crying. I am just crying.
Oh, hey, Crystal.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
Not bad, huh?
No. We gotta go through. We gotta go through this whole text because we gotta set up the scene and then also.
Yeah.
so this is slightly before you wake up, Coral. When he goes, "Oh, hey, Crystal," that is your cue to, do something to essentially interrupt.
Nice. Otto, you're a very intuitive person. Do you potentially have any tips for leadership?
It kind of depends on the type of leadership, really. Generally, in my experience, how most leaders that they try too hard to, be the dude in charge, but in reality, you kind of just need to be the dude who finds the right people to be in charge.
Yeah. I've been sent on a quest, and I just can't seem to get something right about it, but I can't figure it out.
Oh, are you finally asking for advice on how to lead?
Oh, hey, Crystal.
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
I'm just there crying.
Otto, you were watching her, right? What happened?
Oh, she went into a dream? I assume she came out of the dream,
Okay.
and then she started crying.
So it wasn't... Okay. What do we do?
Otto sits there and just looks at him and goes, "Oh, probably start giving her a glass of water," as he pours a glass of water.
Yes. I wish thought people was in poop brain right now. Biaffi?
Yes?
Biaffi?
What's going on?
Yeah, so we were getting ready we were just doing some final preparations for the ritual and all that, and, well, then Coral woke up.
And?
well, we're getting coral water. Could you talk to her to figure out what happened?
Oh, sure. Go over here. Coral, are you alright? Are you alright?
Can y'all even hear my voice just real quick?
You heard that. It's been cutting out a lot of the crying. CRISPR is going, that is not speaking.
And Nameless, cut out your background noise, goddammit.
What's that?
It still doesn't cut out your background noise.
I'm not using CRISPR, I'm using voice mod even, and it's still coming through even set to 90?
No, it's not right now. But I just meant more generally.
Oh.
CRISPR troll.
Yeah, so I thank Biaffi and walk out.
We'll get to you two after Coral, Otto, and Biaffi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you up here. Gonna assume Glace is also sleeping. Okay. Go.
Oh.
Okay. Quick question. Do y'all see the picture?
Yep, I saw the picture.
Yep.
But counterpoint.
Yo, what the fuck, Yoshi? Oh, fuck, Yoshi.
Man, if
anybody in
many on
the
the
chat
same
wanted to see
inside.
the picture, it is currently on the stream. We'll leave it up there for a couple more seconds. Okay. Otto, Biaffi, and Coral. Is y'all's
scene.
I'm there, like, just crying like crazy, and I'm just like, he's not good at me! He doesn't even know nothing! He doesn't,
Breathe here. Have some water, it tastes like watermelon.
No! I don't even like the watermelon!
Well, what do you want then, grapefruit?
I pull out his business card and just message, send him that message or whatever. She likes tasted water. Or they like tasted water.
How about some mint deodorant flavored water?
That is sus.
He lost everything, and then when I try to tell him that half of me just says no, and then he just doing me. How are you gonna kill me? And then I don't get why. I don't understand.
Right. Coral, please look at me, please. Right? Listen, right? It's going to be alright. I know you've been through a terrible time, but I need you to calm down for a moment and tell me exactly what happened, alright? That way we can help you and help Shadowfire with whatever's going on, alright? Can you do that for me?
Help him!
I understand that. I do understand that. Right? Now, what you can do to help him is to tell us what happened. Alright? Can you tell us exactly what happened in there?
I was trying to stop it because the bitch, the one with holes in her leg, she was shooting, and then the caster died because his heart got shot, and then he died, and then
Hold on. Wait a moment. Wait, who is she? Who is she?
The boy with the then I like vaguely gesture to the moon.
Wait, Luna, so are you saying... Oh, what did you Luna?
No.
Chrysalis?
No. Yes, that one! She got holes in her leg. She's so stupid and mean that her body isn't even like a body. It's just like holes everywhere.
Sorry, that actually is really fun. I'm really sorry. Okay. Alright, so Chrysalis, she killed Gaster, is what you're saying?
Yes!
Alright. She killed Gaster. What else happened after that?
Shadowfire got really bad. He got bad and then he blew up and then she was alive for some reason. She came out of that dirt alive and it's like, bro, everything just blew up. You'd be dead, but she wasn't dead.
Hold on, so you're saying that Shadowfire got angry, right? He got angry, and he blew up the city where they were, or wherever it was they were?
Yeah!
Okay. So, he blew up wherever they were, and somehow Chrysalis wasn't blown up. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and what happened after that?
She somehow got up to the friend, and then killed her out of the sky, and then...
Out of the sky, so, okay, so she caught up to Lena, and what, made her not fly anymore?
Yeah, she killed her out of the sky, she killed her, and then on the floor,
Alright. Alright. And then what happened after that?
Shadowfire got to the place, but when he got to the cave, but the voices in the cave and stuff, and it was just like, no, don't listen to them. And then he cut out, and then there was this town, and I don't know the town, but they didn't like him and they were scared, and then they blew up that one because they used stupid stuff, and then he went to the cave again, and then I was trying to get him out, and then it didn't go right, and then it got right.
So after Chrysalis knocked Lena out of the sky, you're saying that Shadowfire went on to another place where there was a cave? Right?
Yeah.
Right, he went in the cave, and there was something in there that was talking to him, but it wasn't a good thing.
No, it was the stupid voice, the evil stupid voice.
Okay, so the evil stupid voice was talking to Shadowfire, and you tried to get him to stop?
Yeah, I fucking moved him out. I moved him out of the cave saying that no, don't listen to him. But then he got really, really angry and upset with me. And he said he couldn't kill me. He didn't remember me.
Coral. Alright. Look at me. Are you looking at me? Right? Look at me. Alright? You know that Shadowfire is in a very bad way right now, yes? I'm sure he hasn't told... I am sure that he has not forgotten who you are, but I think that he is in so much pain and sadness now, and he is so being worked over by these evil things, that all he can think about is how sad and how angry and how in pain he is. And what I think, maybe, is even though you went in there trying to help him, even though maybe you told him, I'm sure you told him that you went in there trying to help him, I'm sure you went in there and he thought you were someone coming in to do him harm. That's what I think, alright? I don't think he has forgotten who you are. I don't think he hates you. I just think he's in serious pain right now, alright? He needs your support more than ever now, right? And even though things have not gone well now, we are still going to do everything we can to help him and to make sure that he gets out of this situation. I believe that when we do that, he will certainly remember you. I'm sure he will remember you, right? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes?
Yes.
I promise, we are going to help Shadowfire, no matter what it takes. Alright? Come here. Come here. I
hug Viafi.
Yeah, I lean in, I just hug back. It's gonna be alright. It's going to be okay.
You know, it happens every campaign. One of y'all make me cry.
Yes,
Sorry.
victory.
Cameo, you're 2 for 2 so far.
Exactly. I will make it happen.
I can't believe that I've been involved in 2 of these moments this campaign also, even though one was minor. I'm very happy. That was good.
Damn it, Nameless, you're supposed to save your pent up emotions for the post session so we can all cry together.
It's okay. Bringing on to memory will make them cry again.
Patreon,
It's a lot of
welcome.
It's a lot of strategy and skill for you guys to do that.
Everybody out there watching, if you cried also, like, comment, and subscribe. Why don't you?
Don't forget to follow for Twitch. Anyways.
Let's
All
get
right,
back.
I'll just.
That all? Is that all anybody had to say for that little trio?
Alright, well, I mean, I'm just gonna. That reminds me of a story, and I'll just start telling her one of the stories that I know, just as we cut over, right? Of a person who went out looking for someone that they cared about dearly who ran away, and how they went through all these great trials and hardships and eventually found that person. It's just a really nice, touching story. Just gonna tell that, and that's gonna be it. We're just gonna cut over there while that's going on. Yeah?
Little did Biaffi know that it was the moment he became a father figure.
Yafi is now dad. Dadby.
Either that or Big Brother. With the way Quoro is, as long as things get repaired with Shadowfire, Shadowfire would probably be dad, and then Biaffi be Big Brother.
Yeah, I'm thinking Big Bro. Big Bro Biaffi. Say that 5 times fast.
Big Bro Broffi, Big Bro Broffi.
Yeah, no, you made it twice.
I'm coining the term the calming kelp. Or the calming kelp.
Common Kelp. I'm telling you, I read that in the chat as the Common Cult, and I thought I was Sawtooth for a moment, wandering into random cults. Like, no! Why? We can't go one session.
Okay.
Alright, that's all I got.
Win and Crystal. It's y'all's turn. Crystal, you actually have to say it out loud.
Which part?
All of it.
Get it out.
I imagine this is the confrontation, which means all of it is out loud. So,
yeah,
have at it.
Yo, that was a bit of a hairy situation in there.
Yeah, nothing, just a slip of the tongue.
No, what are you talking about? I was talking about the whole thing with Coral.
Oh, that, yeah, that's unfortunate. Guessing her dream foray didn't go well.
Yeah. You said I missed out on it because I was kind of in a panic, but you did say something to me, right?
I guess so, yeah. I'm just glad you're, seeking to improve your leadership skills.
Yeah. Have I been doing a good job so far?
do you want the answer you want, or the answer I need to give you?
I turn square to him, and I have a very serious look on my face. I want your honest answer.
Okay. For as long as I've known you, you've been the worst leader I have ever seen. Let's just put it that way.
You've seen me as a leader.
Well, I guess no, not really, because you're not.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, what have I been doing wrong? Because, I mean, I try. I really do. I'm at my wit's end.
Well, I'd recommend, rather than just barking out orders and stuff, just observing for a little while and seeing what everybody's good at and pointing people in the right direction. That sort of thing.
Nobody really, does anything. I feel like I'm the only one who's, thinking and doing. I'm just... I'm starting to, if you have a very high passive perception, you start to notice, a shake. I'm just trying as hard as I can.
Yes. Could have tried a little harder in school, though, I'll be honest.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
But I'm doing everything. I studied. I went through training. I know everything.
Yeah, the cleric training.
I've been doing everything right.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about your little cleric organization. Have you ever gone outside of your little ivory tower in the center of the city and looked at the rest of it?
I never spend any time there. I'm always trying to get as much perspective as I can.
Well, I guess then you missed the part where the cleric organization kind of made a huge class disparity where they get the best living standards and everybody else lives in squalor. So, maybe you shouldn't have paid as much attention as you did to their training.
Hey, if this is about my lifestyle, I'll have you know that I'm part of the Sparkle family, so we come from money. It's not because I'm a cleric.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Okay, then. Okay, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'll fix it. I'll immediately fix it. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, well, first things first. You did a decent job, I will admit, when you first came up with the party to have everybody sit down and share things about ourselves and have that little team building exercise. That was actually good. But from there, let's take the ghost situation, for example.
I was just making a little fun. I mean, that's literally one of the things they make you memorize, is that always add a little humor. It'll lighten the mood.
Okay, let's put this another way. You locked us down somewhere and we didn't know where the exit was. And one of our people is a child. So, trying to build morale is one thing, but scaring people is not going to build morale.
Okay, I didn't understand. I didn't realize I was scaring people. I mean, what we must have seen at least 10 corpse necrotic amalgamations. Before we even got to that. How can a ghost be? I just don't understand how a ghost can be scary in that situation.
Well, some people just don't like spirits in general, and to some degree, imagining something is worse than it actually staring you in the face. So, just food for thought there.
All that shaking and tenderness earlier is now replaced with a very, very strong emotion.
Hmm.
It's very stern. Okay, so what else have I done wrong? If I can't even make a joke.
That situation was part of a larger problem of just not paying attention to everybody's skills, and character traits, like Quarrel being a child and stuff like that. Like, you're trying to lead us, but you haven't bothered to actually investigate what we're good at so that you can put us in the right positions we need to be in.
Oh, okay, so what? Is this about, like, the heist that we planned earlier? Like, am I just wrong for thinking that up? I was just waiting for somebody to cut me off.
Just in general. You try to lead, but you don't really, I guess, know what you're doing.
I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm following everything I was told to do to a T.
Okay, I'll be honest, I don't entirely know what all you're doing wrong. I've just seen good leaders before, and you're not doing it right. Which is why I'm glad you were talking to Otto about it, because he knows, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Maybe I should drop the act after all. I don't know what to do. You're all doomed. You're all, no matter what promises are made about things being okay, nothing's gonna be okay.
That may be true.
I'm only trying to make the best out of a worse situation.
Yeah. Well, here's my suggestion. You know you're not that great of a leader. You're trying to follow protocol, but I think you've noticed that it isn't working. So, how about you just stand down, we elect a different leader.
No, I want to make it work. I have to.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I can't explain to you why, but I have to lead.
Is this your cleric thingy?
No. This is why I was gone for forever. But I can't tell you any more than that already. Just, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guess, go on then. Ask other people for advice if you really want to lead. But I'm not gonna follow you unless I think you're at least passable.
Just a certain energy leaves his eyes. Okay. I go back inside to my room.
Okay, so before we do anything else, do we want to put a pin in it for the night? Let me check. I'm pretty sure we've been running for a little while. About 3 hours? Yeah.
Plus, whether you guys want to go on or not, I have to get off.
Yeah.
Well, is that
I was about to say, if we got one person's got to leave, and I know somebody else is having some issues that they need to deal with, so we're going to go ahead and put a pin in it. For those of you that may or may not be listening, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more of it, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and follow for Twitch. If you would like to show further support, There's also my Patreon and Discord. Discord link is in the description as well as Patreon. And Patreon, I gotta say a big thank you for those of my patrons that are my priest tier. That would be a Mysterious Benefactor, Trailblazer, Scarmex, Cameo Shadowness, and Sawtooth Waves. Other than that, we hope to see you again next weekend. Also, big announcement. We are going to be having a 10,000 special, a 10k sub special stream on the 29th. For those of you that are interested, I will be getting several other theorists into the same chat to yell at each other about pony theories. Other than that, everybody have a great evening, and don't forget to drink water.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Yeah.
Same brain.